yourself. Yes. Last time we did some travel. Well, we did some strange plane travel and such. You all go ahead, grab your inspirations for the session, and I'll hit you with that recap. Yes. After your return to Doomeran from the realms of the Feywild, you guys met up with Varen Thalis the Taskhand, who informed us of some strange developments since we've been gone for apparently 6 days. Our friend, Captain Ilivere Olios, was found ill, tortured, and killed, and apparently, it happened during the original attack when we were ascending the tower to destroy the evil matron mother. Viverkton is when she met her end. Some other news, the Ashgard garrison, one of the 2 garrisons that prevent the Empire from pushing into Kryn lands and vice versa, was taken over by the Empire. They suspect that this was strange, it happened, our enemies sort of capitalized on the armies not being close to the border or anywhere near Asarius, and they're just sort of kind of confused how they found out, or if it was a stroke of luck. We looted and learned from the ruins of Doomeran. Our blade singer developed a bit of a slightly different technique of blade dancing from the scripts and scrolls found in the ruins. And then we made so much money, just so much money we found. After which we headed on over to Rosona, where we were greeted and welcomed like true heroes. We spent some time getting to know our new staff and servants at our new mansion that we now have, where we received even more gold and some powerful magic items. Magical amulets, books, shields, axes, and bows. Meanwhile, Zoria had something else on her mind. She went on over and, after a brief conversation, charged and tense one to say the least, she challenged the Sky Spear for her title. The Sky Spear at first wanted to decline. She had no particular reason, but calling out her honesty and honor seemed to have done the trick, especially in front of Ruka and the other Dolarav that were there. After this celebration and welcome is fully resolved, we have a duel to return to in the Iothia Moorlands. Our barbarian Zoria versus the Sky Spear. So, that's in the future. But now, we cut over to the mansion here. We see you all running about in your own rooms as we sort of pass by all these windows and see all of you sort of getting ready. A number of servants and staff that work under you guys are being instructed along by Isbil, your major domo, as well as Tizora, the maid you have here. You all are preparing, getting ready. Apparently this is a sort of like a early evening, sort of late afternoon kind of an event, and you're expected, well, you know, it would be preferred if you could dress up to the nines. Absolutely fantastic. Like, this is a major celebration. You're going to be in the presence of the queen herself. So that said, what do we see you guys preparing in as we kind of move on in from room to room here? What do we see you guys wearing?
Did we have time to go and get stuff?
Yeah, presumably you had like the entire previous day, yeah? aka the day when you like arrived into. So basically, timeline here is you guys arrive into Rasona, go to your new house, get some cool new magic items. Meanwhile, Zoria goes over to the sorry.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said something. My bad. I was going to say, while Zoria goes over to the Lucid Bastion, the sort of the throne room, where the throne room is, where the castle is, and challenges the Sky Spear. After that, Zoria reunites with you guys, goes, look at this, awesome axe, and a ton of money, and then goes with you guys for the rest of that day, as well as most of the next day, while you guys, like, get ready, get whatever items or things you want or need for this celebration. The entirety of firmaments and Gallimaphry is at your disposal. You can purchase most things, if not every single thing you can possibly imagine. Now, a little bit about the city. We didn't talk about it last time, but it consists of a few locations. For example, the Ghostlands, the border outside edges of the city that are mostly abandoned with few, if any, homes lived in by squatters and those that have no other means or options. These areas even every once in a while get attacked by demonic forces and hordes that still roam the barbed fields to the north. Next one up is the, over here, the Coronas, is where most of the sort of middle and low class live, scattered through this area, this like sprawling, sort of foggy district of salvage structures and homes. Next one up is the Gallimaphry, which is a kind of like the biggest region, probably the biggest region here. It is a very loud, very vibrant, very beautiful place. It is the sort of intersection of cultures and commerce. It is ever lit with these sort of green light lanterns that are strung across streets and roadways, and this percussive music of waste folk that mingle here plays haunting melodies of drow and goblin musicians. Next one up here are the firmaments, which is near the center of Rasona. The location here is as if haunting memory of Gordranis, the accursed stronghold of the evil gods that was later sort of reclaimed and sort of cleansed, purified, and became Rasona, the city as we know it. But the firmaments, the haunting memories of this Gordranis had been fully erased and replaced with beautiful district of glowing drow gardens, luxurious chapels, and spacious halls of the Marble Tomes Conservatory, which is a sort of like a giant system of libraries and knowledge preservatories. And in this area, they like train their army in a place called the Nimbus Keep, and this is where your guys' home is, in the firmaments. And then finally, at the very center is the Lucid Bastion, this awe-inspiring and towering citadel, a massive cathedral built on a ruin of an ancient sort of dark tower of the Betrayer gods. It is a sort of representation of rebirth of the Kryn as the dynasty, as the people, as a society, born again from this light of the Luxon. It is here that many people gather as light above is the darkness above the city is dispelled briefly to usher in the light. Like I sort of mentioned last time, the Kryn dynasty does this. The Kryn dynasty folk do this as a sort of open defiance to Lolth and other betrayer gods that would keep them and their people monsters hiding in the shadows. Now, there's two other parts, but not a lot of people know about this, although you guys will hear about them occasionally. The Shadow Spire, a guarded stairway that curls deep and deeper beneath the firmaments, that used to be secret, dangerous laboratories of the servants of the evil gods, or eventually cleansed Now, dangerous experiments are kept there, and things that cannot be controlled are kept down there away from the world. And then finally, the Dungeon of Penance. Dungeon of Penance is much like you can imagine, a sort of a sprawling labyrinth of dungeons and prisons beneath the city. Turns out, in a land where evil ruled supreme, many folk are still very well influenced by the forces of evil. From the followers of the dark gods to unlucky few born underneath the glow of the red moon, many in the dynasty feel the call to villainy and evil. The land so drenched in demon blood, it seeps into the very air that you breathe. So, the dungeons beneath the city are, if not always, most of the time, pretty stuffed full of all kinds of madmen and villains. So, that said, as you guys have the city ahead of you here to do with whatever you need to do, what is it that you do?
Well, Talion, after 2 weeks of marching and fighting, takes a long bath.
Yeah, to get cleaned up. Mm-hmm.
Who's that?
Absolutely. Your majordomo will organize a trip to a very well-respected and a luxurious, sort of like a hot springs spa massage type of a spot, where you get a sort of like a full relaxation R&R kind of service, warm towels, hot waters, mud bath, whatever you feel like, they have it, right? You feel much better. Everything you guys are going to be doing around here, unless it would cost some like ridiculous cost of money, no one's going to be asking you for money. You guys are basically nobility now.
When it comes to like getting his clothing right, Talion is not really going to be worried about going clothes shopping, as he can just make his own clothes.
Excellent. Also, Jen, nothing. You are nobility, right? Basically,
are you serious?
Right? That's what they treat you as. You guys return as war heroes, and everyone knows that when you go to meet the Bright Queen, she will show you as such to everyone, right? So no one's gonna charge you anything. If anything, they're happily going to give you like little gift baskets and little brochures with like samples and test stuff and blah. They're just giving you free stuff. They're looking for reasons to give you free stuff.
Wow.
Mm-hmm,
Look, you can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Alondra's gonna love it.
Absolutely.
Oh, you
Hell
can
yeah.
only imagine she's just like being
Jen,
pampered.
Jen, that's an awesome picture. If you want to drop it into the Art Wildemount and show off to the others that what Ayla's going to be showing up at. And this is what we're going to do. Like, you guys can pick out whatever, like, outfits. You don't have to have a specific description. You could just be like, I dress nice, right? And that's good enough, right? That's totally fine. But if you have something in mind, hey, look at that. That's a very cool one there. As once we all gather, there is a beautiful carriage, a elegant yet simplistic carriage waiting for us outside of our mansion for when we are ready to head to the Lucid Bastion for this great ceremony. Ignore the elf it's on. Awesome.
Sorry, it
I
doesn't
like
do
that.
dresses. So it's like
I like
it's like
that. That's cool.
did they give her a dress and she's like, I'm gonna wear pants with it.
Yeah, it works. It totally works. Yeah. You guys will notice, once again, the description of the homes here, everything is sort of tall spires. Very sort of jagged and angular corners to the buildings that sort of stretch out, that half of them you can tell have stood here for hundreds and thousand years, perhaps, remaining from those times of the evil gods being here. And then you see in sort of stark opposite, a lot more sort of elven-inspired, sort of elegance, curved, sort of gentle edges to the buildings, kind of mashing together. While down in the Coronas, you will see a lot of more sort of mud work and stone kind of patchwork, like waste folk, like goblin and bugbear and all kinds of other building type architecture and such. So it's this strange mess. Every part of the city has a different kind of vibe and look to it.
I was gonna say, Zoria, that's gonna be the first time you guys are gonna see Ayla's hair up. She always has her hair down.
Ooh, awesome.
And I would probably ask Alondra to help her with makeup because she's not really good with makeup because she doesn't put it really on.
Oh yes.
Don't make me
Alondra
look
will
like
be
a
all
clown,
over-
though. I want, you know.
No, tasteful, of course. We can't have you looking to the ball, especially if, who we're keeping a secret is going to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
did you make her
awesome
nose
outfit.
red?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think is Alondra proficient in disguise kit, maybe?
Oh gosh. She's an expert in makeup. Let's see. I don't know if
yes,
she's
yes.
proficient in disguise kit.
Disguise kit is the closest thing we have to like makeup, right, in D&D.
Right.
But I'm absolutely, if any of you guys says I'm really good with makeup, yeah, you are. I'm not gonna make you roll for that.
Especially if Alondra's not good, it's Sebastian, the unseen servant. that is
your unseen servant. He's an expert. He's been doing this for years. All right. Only time you
Highly
see
trained.
him where he has like powdered remains on his like invisible arms and such. Excellent. Yeah, Ayla comes out looking stunning in this beautiful dress. So does Alondra in this dress of like vines and leaves and such. Very cool. Yeah, Zoria, awesome. A little more of a sort of a wild, but still very sort of standing out, beautiful look. And then Talion, very elegant with the sort of cloak in the back and such. Very cool, very cool. Odo, any particular fit you're bringing to this party?
Oh, I was looking for something. I didn't find anything. He'll be in just fine clothes that are simple.
Gotcha,
not really embroidered. But he's still wearing his boots. So I think the pants will match his boots.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah. You get many very skilled tailors across the city to prepare these suits for you guys, and they're more than happy to do it. Some of them that feel a little more daring even ask, like, hey, yeah, if you could, like, mention this to... whatever nobles you might run into at this, that you, like, got it from me at my store here, that would be great, type of thing, right? As you guys sort of cruise on through the city, getting all of this. Now, when you guys are going on through, your major domo here, Isbil, he is quite skilled. He knows everything about the city. He's grown up here. He, by the way, is like a 500-year-old elf. He's really old for an elf even, right? He's just this old dude, and he's been around for a very, very long time, and he, basically, as he's sort of taking you on this little road trip around the city, he gets you guys to sort of come out and check out some, like, jewelry stores, right? He introduces you guys, and these guys immediately, oh, yes, of course, you can rent these out. We won't charge you whatsoever. You can wear them during this, like, ceremony dinner and such. So if you guys have any, like, jewelry that you would like to wear, bar a crown. You cannot show up in a crown. That's the one thing you can't do.
Oh yeah, really nice earrings, probably. That's it. No crowns.
Gotcha. Excellent. So yeah, if you guys wanted to have some like jewelry, anything nice, like any sort of like earrings, bracelets, like pocket watches, like spectacle, like goggles or any kinds or anything like that, you totally can get it here.
Yeah.
I think for this, Zoria's gonna wear everything except the like she normally wears, like her like shell earrings, the purple glass necklace. She's not gonna wear the chain with the crimson rings on it. She's gonna leave that behind.
Excellent. Oh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say Alondra's totally going to take advantage of this. So, yeah, she wants to have like a choker that's like has like a little fancy diamond or something in the center, and maybe some bracelets, and some rings, you know.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Maybe a little
absolutely.
flower crown, maybe not like a
this
regal
guy
crown.
that's talking to you guys like, yes, everything is free, of course, take a look. And then like 5 minutes later, you were taking like so much stuff, and they're like, oh, and that one too, okay, and that one, okay. Let me see if I have something in the back, and he goes and gets like a bunch more stuff for you to try on and just bring with you. Yeah, absolutely. You guys look incredible, impeccable, stunning. As you guys gather at the front door there, you see Isabel is already waiting for you guys. As your groundskeeper, Obren, the orcish fellow, is going to be a sort of like, is handing over these like prepared mounts that you have here, these moorbounders. You guys do have moorbounders and horses. Horses are a rare sight here, but people have horses here. You'll see them like riding horses around and such. As you're belonging to you, this elegant, fancy-looking nobleman's carriage pulls up, and you see your like carriage driver, whatever, right, sitting at the front. Another sort of what looks to be like a young goblin man. The major domo Isabel here looks at you, says, "My lords and ladies, if I might say, you look impeccable and incredible. Congratulations on this grand event and its participation, and thank you for everything you have done for the dynasty. Enjoy your evening, my lords and ladies." And I think you guys all...
Can I just ride Oren?
You can if you want to, absolutely, just sort of on the side, right, along with the carriage. As you guys will see, as you will sort of start moving towards the Lucid Bastion, there's already sort of like a lot other people sort of coming out of their homes, also just super dressed up in fine dresses and beautiful gowns and such, and nice suits and everything. A lot of these noblemen and nobility and everyone are gathering for this event. As you guys slowly approach, you can see a large crowd has gathered up ahead. It seems that only the highest members of nobility get to pass on through into the actual Lucid Bastion Institute Castle itself for this party. But there is a grand event held in every level of the city. Here, down below in the Gallimaphary, in the firmaments, like all around, there's these big celebrations and events. Barrels upon barrels of spiced wines and meads and drinks are being given out for free here. As you guys realize, these people are making much bigger of a celebration than you would expect. It seems that maybe not as grand enemies as they were to you. Well, they were your grand enemies, but these people have been at odds with these children of malice for times untold. As music begins to sort of pour forth, as you guys step on forth and are welcome with cheers and clapping and sort of howling your names from the crowd with excitement and such, you guys realize that you're quickly becoming somewhat of local new celebrities. As you guys enter on, you see this vast cathedral-esque building. Massive of white marble stones that glisten in the night, or at least you think night sky. It should be like evening, but the sky is dark. As you see tall glass sort of roof to it, as you sort of enter, you see the symbols of the Lux and the scriptures written, speaking about rebirth, speaking about second choices and chances, speaking about potential, speaking about one's fate being decided by the mortal whose soul commandeers it, rather than the gods or any beings beyond. Our own fate in our own hands. As you all slowly walk, you see up ahead, looking exactly as he did when you guys returned to Doomeran, like bloody clothes and everything. You see Gron, who looks over, gives a big wave to you guys. You see, he's fine. He's not broken anything. He's in one piece, right? He looks at you guys, and you see next to him, dressed in ceremonial shamanistic style robes, with like a leather suit with like these like little bird skulls and little bones of animals and like leaves worked into it, with this like a wreath of sort of like flowers and leaves in her hair, is Ruka, who is joined with a handful of other sort of Dolarav shamans and druids here. Gron is
Zoria's
standing
heartbeat
next to. Oh, sorry.
I said Zoria's heart beats once.
Gron is standing next to 4 dudes that look almost exactly like him. These dudes did not get the memo. They're all just big, blood-covered orcs, right? And they're just standing there, like, confused, like, what do we do here, right? Gron walks up to you all, which, by the way, Gron is still a fucking mutant, even among orcs, right? He's like 7'8". He's ginormous. The other ones are like 6'7", 6'9", maybe. He's ginormous, even for an orc. He walks on over to you guys and says, "Hey, looking odd, everyone. What's with the getup?"
It's a celebration.
Right? That usually means booze, meat, booze, and someone to kill.
With elves, it's you dress up.
Dress up? I didn't bring anything. Neither did my crew here. You see, like three female orcs, one like Orog, and another like male orc. Orog, by the way, Orog is like a mix of a ogre and an orc. They're sort of like bigger and stronger, basically, than orcs.
Do you want me to like clean up your stuff? I mean, I know you like the blood, but do you want me to clean it?
Oh, I think that might be a good idea, right? I don't think I want to look like this.
She'll use prestidigitation to clean the clothes.
As it does, sort of like a magical girl transformation, right? From the bottom to the top, it's like glows and sifts all the blood and cleans him up. He looks pristine. He looks beautiful and handsome. He looks on back, says, "That was quite the magic. I don't think I've ever seen a powerful spell like that."
Well, in any case, Gron, you cleaned up pretty well.
Oh, all right. Thank you. I don't suppose I'd be able to find something that looks like a suit nearby. I don't think these elves wear my size. Zoria, maybe you can carve a suit into my flesh and it'll look like I'm wearing something.
That's not really how that works. And she's gonna like reach into like this like belt bag that she has. She pulls out like this card. She's like, "Go to this person. Tell them I sent you real quick. Say it's on me."
I can't read.
Does one of your people read?
He looks at them. All of them shake their heads. No.
Okay, you're gonna go straight down that road.
Okay.
3rd left.
3rd.
Do you know what 3 is?
3, like a tree or a number?
3,
Like
like
the
3rd.
number.
No, I'm not.
2.
Guys, I'm not stupid. I know what
I
that
just
is.
want to make sure you said you couldn't read, so that means you don't know numbers either.
Right. Well, I can count. That's a little different. Reading, I can read Orcish. I can't read this.
Don't you know how to speak Orcish, Gloria?
I do, but like the cards, like it's not gonna do good to like read the card to him if he can't remember it. So I just tell him.
Right. No, it's fine. I'll take the directions. Third, go left, third,
Yeah.
left. Gotcha.
3rd left. Go down that road. You're gonna go past 2 alleyways. Turn right on the next road you meet.
Okay.
You're going to look for the big building with the purple like awning.
Anyone else getting a
on it.
headache? Okay, gotcha.
That's
I go
it.
in there and I say, "Your suits are your life." Right?
No, you
Or no?
say, just tell him Zoria sent you that you need something as well. You're one of the heroes of the fight, and she personally sent you.
All right. All right.
And you smile and you be very nice.
All right. I'll
They
do
specialize in leather, so it should be up your alley.
that. I like that. That's good. Maybe they can make me look. Well, I don't know. What am I aiming for here? Should I look bigger, smaller, stronger, weaker?
Tell them dapper. Say, I want to look dapper.
Dapper?
Yes.
What?
It's like it's gonna look really nice.
All right. He writes it down in Orcish, the word, because he can't remember what you said. He says, "All right, let's go!" And all of these orcs are double dashing through the city. They're just sprinting away as they bump into some waiters spilling some drinks as they all sprint away quickly to get dressed up. Ruka walks up with these Dolarav shamans. Kind of looks around to you all. She sort of looks to Zoria for some time. Gives this sort of soft smile to everyone and says, "Hello, everyone. Looking good. I see you've all dressed up. Not what I would have worn myself, I suppose. This is a lot more of a traditional getup for the Dolarav. It's customary for the Sky Spear to wear such an outfit, but after last night, we've decided that she won't be attending tonight, so I'm the one representing the Dolarav tonight, with the rest of the shamans here, of course."
With my eye for detail, can I make note of how Zoria looks looking at Ruka?
How do you mean? In what way?
I'm just trying to tease Zoria right now.
Yeah. She's just sort of looking around to you all. She sort of looks to Zoria and says, "We had quite an interesting conversation, the three of us, two of us and the Sky Spear. I don't know if Zoria's mentioned it to you all, but she's got a sort of an obligation after all of this is done."
Did Zoria share this with us? I asked Zoria.
You typed it out in the chat there.
Yeah, I typed
Jeff,
it out.
But I don't know
chat,
if you meant
but,
it as a
um,
joke or really.
Yeah, no, it was just a joke at the time. But yeah, so Zoria kind of so there will be a what's the word for it? Well, there's going to be a fight, and whoever wins will be Sky Spear at the end of it.
Oh, wow.
Someone challenged the Sky Spear.
I think she did.
You?
Yes.
Ruka sort of looks over and says, "Zoria has always been one of our strongest warriors, but the Sky Spear is... You know what? We shouldn't talk about this right now. There's a celebration, a victory over a common enemy to be joined together. It's best to leave this for next time, as after we're done here, we won't be staying for long, a few days maybe, and then we are heading back for the moorlands." Kind of looks amongst you all, says,
You look really nice, Luca.
yeah.
I like the outfit.
"Thank you.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure Zoria likes the outfit too.
Of course she does.
I will say though, to answer Talian's question about the insight, Zoria's staring at her with this look of longing, this whole time. She's just like somebody that wants to hold something but can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ruka looks around and says, "You all look quite nice as well. Zoria, you look stunning." She sort of brushes her hair, out of her eyes a little bit. She sort of smiles, says, "I suppose the look of a Sky Spear fits me decently well. Maybe one day, who knows? You'll have to excuse me. I've not been to these great events. I think I'll need quite a few drinks to get adjusted. Unless that makes things worse. And if I get drunk, who's gonna look over Gron? But
They can do it." She just points to the rest of the party. They
Yeah,
got
you
it.
have fun. Don't worry about Gran. I'll make sure
Oh.
he's okay.
You know, I've grown to appreciate him as an ally quite a few times while you guys were gone during that great battle in Doomeran. He's sort of gone out of his way to save me and some of the other Dolarav. You know, actually, a lot of the time after he would sustain what should be a lethal injury, having saved us, he would look back and just sort of notice that we were there. So I don't know if he was trying to save any of us, or he was just sort of seeing the biggest dangerous thing around and sort of running at it.
Is that he likes to fight the biggest thing, you know? But he means well, you know?
He does. He does. Where is he actually?
He's getting an outfit.
Did he get lost on the way here?
No, he just apparently he didn't realize the formal attire. He didn't have the appropriate formal attire for the celebration. Decided to go with him and his other companions. Went dashing through the city.
Right. Well, we've not been told exactly what kind of an entrance we should be making, so me and the rest of the Dollarab, we've agreed to do our... as druids and shamans, we perform these natural rituals. Sometimes they're accompanied through these primordial songs that we sing, and we'll be doing that. We'll be doing our Call of the Wild ritual as we enter here. You all have an idea of an entrance, or?
I had no idea we had to have one.
didn't
Well,
know
I wasn't told either until a moment ago. I've not actually seen Varen around yet. He's been with his brother and mother this whole time, I believe.
How would we announce ourselves? Like,
It's up to you all, I suppose.
You want to go as a group or do you want to go individually?
I don't think we're supposed to announce ourselves by our names. Everyone here knows our names really well after everything that has happened. I think it's more so supposed to be a, I don't know, representation of some sort. That's why we're doing this song, that we are doing together as we enter.
I thought like they, most big events they say from blah blah blah. Here is yada yada. So
I think we are.
announced them.
From what I understand,
I will say, Alondra, you've been at a fake court event, and that person with that exact name and location showed up, by the way. Yada yada from blah blah blah, right? Showed up in one of these.
Maybe
If
we
I
go as a
understand
group.
what, if I understand
I
what
would
she's
not-
saying, it would be a like a group name, right? They are going to be introduced as the Dolorov Shaman. Well, we
definitely
could
feel-
be
I
whatever
definitely
we
feel a
are.
bit more. I definitely feel a bit more comfortable. We all went out as a group. This is actually the first formal event I've ever been to, and I feel like, well, we achieved our great victory together. I think it'd be best that we all go out together.
What do we
Same.
call ourselves?
Oh yes, I'm the newest one here, so I never probably asked. Do you guys have a name for your party?
No. Although they shot down Alondra and the backup dancers, it's still.
I think
we're
we were
still
called
workshopping.
Five Assholes one time.
Oh,
No, we were not.
No, I mean I think someone called us the Five Assholes. Or...
Oh, they did, yes. But I don't think that was their name.
I don't know. Anybody have good ideas?
Well, you remember Morgana, right?
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course.
Morgana.
She was really stuck on the name Nightingale.
That's
It's
nice.
nice. I like
Hey.
it.
Nightingale.
Would
Ruka
it
sort of
be
looks amongst you
Nightingale
all, Ruka
or
sort of looks around.
Nightingale?
Ruka looks to you all and says, usually these people, heroes, if you can call yourselves that, they're often defined by great things they do, huh? Maybe something to do with the destruction of Doomeran? That's pretty memorable. Banishers of the Red Throne? Spider Slayers? I'm sure there's more creative things to say.
Doomeran Destroyers.
It's not poetic. It's not limerick. Lyrical.
Doomeran's downfall? No, probably not.
I don't know. Nightingales is kind of nice, right? It's like like a mercenary group, but
It is
Not,
very
you
easy
know,
to remember. It's
blood slayers or whatever.
you hear behind you, blood slayers, and you see Gran and the orcs are turning. They're all super fucking sweaty from running all the way, and they're all wearing way too tight leather suits, like tuxedo leather suits. They're just way too tight. Gran goes to shake someone's hand, and there's just a rip sound from behind him. He like looks behind him like, oh shit.
Oh,
Blood slayers, I love that. You guys should be death kill murder slayers. That's a dope one.
It's a little outside of our genre, Gron.
All right, murder, kill, blast, blood killers.
Hey, look, how about you just leave the name to us, okay? You have
Right.
a lot of great ideas, but this sort of like, you know...
We're gonna. Are you guys talking about how you're gonna enter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we were talking about it as well. We're gonna do our blood dance.
Do I even want to know what that is?
You don't need to know. You'll see right what it is. Isn't that right? His friend goes and punches him to the side of the chin. He says, "Oh, that guy." And they sort of look around like, all right, we're going to go practice. And they all gather in the group, and they're just like talking what they're going to do. As Ruka looks back and says, I think we're just about to begin. And you see walking into this little lobby area where all of these noble families are kind of gathering here. Entering in is Varen Thalis, the task hand. He enters in, looks around the room, and everyone sort of looks to him and bows their head, and he pauses as he sees Ayla, and is just sort of kind of stunned for a moment, and then sort of continues to all of you. You see him smile and approach, says, ladies, gentlemen, you all look quite stunning tonight. I'm glad to see this more social event kind of aside to you all. I never knew I had one myself, but living in these noble gatherings, living through these noble gatherings as a child, I've learned to let others who know better dress me and prepare me. So he gestures to his sort of nice little three-piece suit he has that is worked into his kind of pieces of his armor. He has like one shoulder pad, like a mantle over the back of it. He has like a long, like a fucking 15-foot long red cloak behind him, right? Like way too long of a cloak. He has this like ceremonial-looking polearm lance that he is bringing, and he's like the symbol of the Luxon on the side of his chest. Inside, he has this entire like hero of the realm getup, right? And it looks like bejeweled and embedded with all kinds of crystals and glowy. Like he looks like very, very typical, super like heroic, right? With that sort of dark look to it. There is that sort of obvious kind of Luxon versus the darkness look to him. As he looks amongst you all, says, so, great heroes, great allies, what do you think? Do I look alright?
Very handsome.
Look like a moorbounder.
Well, I take it I hope you like moorbounders, then I'll take it as a compliment.
No, I do. I just points over to Orin. I love him. He's great.
Right. Well, then I appreciate it. I was told this is supposed to represent the untamed lands and the light that Luxon brings. I, don't know. My mother was spouting on about it for some time while the tailor did all the work. So, I do hope you all get to meet a little better with my mother and my brother tonight. I have spoken quite highly of all of you.
Yes, I'm
Although-
curious to meet your brother. With you said he's a.
He is the Shadow Hand. He'll be
yes,
the
the-
person generally
Practicus,
with...
arcane knowledge. Yes.
Yes, he is the most powerful Dunamancer our dynasty has ever known. He'll be the fellow with generally rare, if any, facial expressions standing to the right of the queen. On her other side, you'll see a goblin woman, a sage of great knowledge and divine powers. A cleric of the Luxon, one of the most powerful ones, the Sky Sibyl, Brianna Mirem of Den Mirem. I should have mentioned the three individuals closest to the throne. On the throne herself, of course, you will be seeing the Bright Queen, Layla Skrin of Den Kryn. On her right will be my brother, the Shadow Hand Essek, his name. Essek Thalis of Den Thalis, he gestures to himself. And then the Sky Sibyl Abriana Mirem of Den Mirem, the three most powerful Dens in all of the dynasty.
And you
Everyone
said
else,
that's
there'll be a
Miriam,
lot of other...
Thalis, and
Yes,
Kryn.
Mirem, Thalis, and Kryn. Other than them, you will see a lot of many other powerful individuals in the room. Amongst them, I've had a brief chance to speak with her before I came here to you. You will see the very young, very inexperienced in the ways of politics, and probably out of place from everyone else here, Ulitre Folios, younger sister and the last remaining member of Ilivare's Den Olios. As well as, I understand, an old friend of yours, the Cursebreaker, the Great Witch, Bulbara.
Barbara's here?
Yes. She's a very famous individual in the dynasty, one of our great sages as well. Bulbara has been helping destroy demonic possessions and other curses infected by such horrid creatures for decades now, if not more.
Oh, I
It's
can't
been a
wait
long
to
time
see
since we've
her.
seen her, yes.
Yes, she came with a boar.
Oh my
I was
god,
told-
she brought plate! She brought you!
I'm not sure about the name, but it was quite a large dire boar, yes.
He was my boar that I saved, and she promised
Oh.
to take care of him. Oh my
Oh.
god, I hope Red doesn't eat him.
Oh, I will... Red is currently with the other dragonettes and wyverns surveilling the skies above. There's going to be an increased populace of guards tonight. You will notice not just the throne room itself, the entirety of the firmaments and such are triple, if not quadruple, reinforced by the orders of my brother. Essek knows better than to expect that if there are any remaining rats and vermin, these children of malice out there, they will look for an opportunity to ruin this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Which is
So?
why I plan on keeping my eyes out for this evening.
As expected, Scout Sergeant.
have
Nothing... Oh, yes?
I have a question for you.
Certainly.
Do you know everybody that will be attending?
I do, yes. Well, I know most of the guardsmen, the royal guardsmen that will be in the room, as well as the royal Dunamancer mages. But the nobility in there, I know all of them, yes.
Do you know anybody with the last name Serwick?
What was that?
Serwick. She-
Sarvik.
Reaches into her bag and she pulls out this like letter and shows it to him.
Looks it over, looks back to you, and says, No, wait. And he sort of thinks about it for a moment, says, there was some individuals from a den before. It wasn't a den, but a noble family that got merged into one of the other dens. What was it? I'm sorry, I've not spent too much of my adult life here in Rosona, instead I've spent most of it in Bazozan. You would have to ask my brother. He will certainly know. But it does sound familiar.
Thank you, Michelle.
I don't believe they'll be present at the gathering here, the original ceremony event, but after the ceremony is done, the rest of the guests here will be let on in for the proper event party, I suppose, to begin.
All right, and she'll take the letter back and folds it up and puts it back in her little pouch.
Right. Very well then, I have to go speak with the Sunbreaker for a moment now, and then I'll meet you all later. I'll be introduced in front of you all. Following me will be the Dolarav and the Koshtask, and then you all as the sort of final and special guests of honor. So, I was told a moment ago that I need to make a sort of a entrance. I really wish they would tell me about this stuff before it happens.
They just told us about that though.
I have an idea of what to do. I hope to impress, but as impressive of a warrior I am, there is one in that throne room whose skill with blades I never had hope of matching.
Oh. Who?
He goes to turn to leave and stops and looks back, says, well, that would of course be the Dusk Captain, Quana Kryn, the wife of the Bright Queen.
Oh, wow.
He smiles, looks at all of you, and says, she'll be around, but you won't probably see her. She's really hard to see. She is the shadow of the Bright Queen, always keeping her eye out for her safety.
Oh, that's nice. When
I
he
will see
starts
you all-
walking away, she's gonna send him a message and say, "You look very handsome. I like the outfit."
He smiles, looks to you, says, in the message as well, I suppose, he says, you look beautiful. I've never seen such beauty, and I hope to see it again. Walks
Alondra's
off,
gonna see her face turn red.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay? Are you going to faint or something?
No! Wow! What a wonderful day. Alright, we have to come up with a thing. So, are we going to do something?
I can sing and dance.
You guys begin to hear like silent like beginning of a song, like the band is preparing to start playing the music. Okay, it's gonna start like soonish. Yeah.
What if I sing of our triumphs? I don't know. What?
Yeah, I can give you some guidance and maybe some like minor illusions with like some fireworks or something.
That'd be pretty cool. Any other ideas?
I just sort of burst into water from time to time. That's just about it.
You did see that? You just burst into water?
Yeah, and like you'll see her like she'll like if she's standing there, she'll do like the ghost water dive from like one side of Alondra to the other, just like.
Oh, that's cool!
Well, I
You
can
just-
teleport too.
Yeah, but do you turn into water when you do it?
No, I just stepped through the Feywild, but you know.
Yeah, that's not nearly.
It's good. Okay, I'll give it
That's
to you. It's
pretty
good.
cool that she can do that.
Okay, we definitely incorporate that. Odo, do you have anything?
Although, can you turn yourself really big with your ring?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I can use my brooch. Are we going in to make an impression? What are we doing?
Hey, we're supposed to do something when we go in there.
Could I just for the one time like teleport the party in that way?
Hell yes, absolutely hell yes, you can.
So like
Don't
after
you
the
guys
part,
wanna
like after the
emerge?
last,
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say after like the last group, like there could be like this like big swirl of water, and like Zoria like lifts everybody up out of it, and like.
Hell yes. Because this is a thematic entrance, not a drop of water on you guys. Your outfits are still perfect, right? But you emerge from this water cyclone.
Question for the party: what color best? What's the proper word for this? What color best matches our party? Would you say?
I want to say purple. but-
I was like-
Lavender.
Funny
Yeah,
enough,
exactly.
like I think everybody has like lavender somewhere in them.
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
Alright,
I agree.
alright. Then when Alondra bamses in, Talion will cast Fairy Fire on all of us to give us a lavender
Oh,
purple
hell yeah.
glow to the party.
Hell yes.
Yeah,
Awesome.
mine are losing glitter everywhere.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
and then haunting melody of Nightingale and the regalia of
Ah, yes.
the sack of
awesome.
Dumoran.
Hell yes. Incredible entrance here. Okay. Yeah. Unless there's anything else to add to this preparation entrance here, I think we begin to hear music slowly beginning to play. You guys hear this announcer beginning to call out, and people begin to spin, paying attention quickly. The doors open up ahead. The soft music humming and building slowly. You guys hear a hammered chime, a choir, an organ chord. These are very queenly and introduce the listener with long, languorous phrases to a courtly middle movement. Like a formal dance, the plucky lower strings take the floor as a violin sings like a bard over them. A faint harpsichord plays its part. The final movement returns to bell and organ, a beautiful feminine voice rising above them and ending the theme as you hear this woman, this announcer, begin to call forth as some of the dens begin to enter slowly one by one, and then you hear them call out, welcoming to our home as heroes of our time. Heroes whose acts will echo into the history books, forever told, forever written. Returning to us now, from great Den Thalis, Taskant, Varen, Thalis, and everyone begins to clap and cheer, and everyone with excitement. You see a row of armor, these like elite guardsmen in the middle of them, standing in the middle of the groups, and standing these like dunamancy mages that are casting these big spells, distorting reality and vision above. These fireworks, the sky seems to sort of open, and we see the universe above the distant stars and such, as Varen steps forward, looks to everyone, salutes to the bright queen who is sitting in the far north corner, that we can barely kind of even see from this distance. And as he takes a step forward, his body splits into these 8 different echoed versions of himself. These Echo Knight versions of himself that appear, these 8 other, that appear almost like an entourage of his own for himself. As everyone looks at this incredible power of an Echo Warrior that he has, he slowly begins to step forward. Everyone sort of cheers and claps as next on up, you hear the announcer, this woman, call out, entering now, great healers, shamans, masters of primordial elements and the wilderness itself, a society of shamans and druids who were absolutely instrumental, without whose aid and magic our victory against the darkness would not have been possible. Joining us now are the Dolrav. Everyone again bursts into cheers as you see entering with this sort of kind of like a at first high-pitched and lowering sort of thrumming tones as this shamanistic sort of ritual begins to take place as Ruka and what looks to be these like 6-7 of these like druids step on out and perform. This is basically, they perform, I'm imagining at least, any like song with words from Witcher the video game. So it sounds like Polish singing, right?
Yeah.
Like the words are like super high pitched and they swell up and scream all of a sudden before they well down, and there's this sort of like deep throaty kind of almost Tibetan throat singing kind of sounds as they sort of enter on in, and everyone's sort of looking with amazement to them as she steps forward with these druids. And then they sort of bring it to a close as everyone claps and welcomes them in. Ruka steps forward. You see she's a little overwhelmed, but very happy with how it went. As you hear, the announcer says, entering next, the great warriors, berserkers, and battle-tested champions from their swampland home and you hear coming in way too early, interrupting this lady. You hear this like dum 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 dum, like drums begin to beat. As everyone looks over, like what the hell's happening? As you see Ron walking in and doing what is basically a Hawaiian, like a haka style thing, like like dancing, like slamming their bodies and like walking in, like slamming themselves like way too hard, right? As everyone's like, oh, what, jeez, what the fuck? As they're like, come in like roaring in Orcish in this place. As music sort of dies down for a second, I was like, are we okay? Are they gonna attack? Like, what's going on, right? As they like, end it. As everyone's looking and then confusedly start to like slowly clap, the announcer goes, the Koshtask, and everyone like, yeah, like starts clapping, right? As he like raises his axe, which he hasn't washed, right? And he's like waving into the air, and everyone's like backing away a little bit from him. The other orcs, they all start freaking chest bumping and high-fiving, like, that's fucking awesome, we did it! And they start walking further into the place, kind of catching up to Ruka and the Dolarav. And then you hear everyone kind of quiets down saying, last but not least, finally joining us here, our guests of honor, a special task force assembled by the task hand Varen Thalis, who have worked bravely, diligently, and heroically, step by step, gathering the means, the resources, and the strength to not only discover the hidden fortress of Dumoran, but then to go on and join our brave warriors, the great armies of the dynasty, joined with the magics of the Dolarav and the might of the Koshtask, to be the final blow to the foul reign of their matron mother. Joining us now are a group that call themselves, so does she call out the Nightingales, the Nightingale? Is it singular, multiple? What is this?
I think Gales, multiple.
Yeah, I think
Nightingales. Joining us now are the Nightingales. Everyone looks over in amazement as we watch water begin to swirl and gather at the center of this long sort of red carpet that leads to the upper platform up ahead. As it does, the water begins to rise almost 10, 15, 20 feet, and as emerging from it, exploding outwards as the water sort of dissipates with glitter and violet light appearing there for all to see, as all the light around you dies down and you're all left in a spotlight focused on by everyone. We see the party. Your fine suits, dresses, new sort of get-ups here, standing there in... Are we doing, like, heroic poses, right? Or is everyone just sort of standing there in the middle of the cyclone as you appear, Zorya sort of standing in front of you as the water disappears? Are we doing, like, you know, hand on your hip, like, blade out and off to the side, or, like, what are we doing?
I don't know. I think it would be badass if we're just walking in casually with confidence.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Like, it's just like that nice, like, slow, confident walk. Like...
Yeah, exactly.
There is a lot of sort of glances and looks in your guys' direction as you hear people immediately talking about, who's that one over there? I've heard about that one's deed. I said this one did this one did that, and this is the powerful, the one with these powers, those powers, this one. A lot of them immediately start looking to you all and taking great interest as you guys look on further ahead, and everyone claps and claps along. As music sort of slowly continuing, it begins to quiet down, as everyone turns their head and looks to the north of this chamber, where now you all, you see the rest of this chamber, you guys. That's you guys back there. Around you are all of these armored elite guards. Following you, up ahead of you guys are Ruka and Gran, and then Varen approaching further as you guys take a look at this vast fortress here. You see painted faces of various heraldic beasts, symbology of the Luxon, and great depictions of great heroes and sages of the past peer down from the carved ceiling of this high-vaulted chamber. At the room's far end, you see a plush, high-backed chair, a throne that stands atop a stone dais. both carved with more symbology of the Luxon and sort of angelic depictions of the light. And sitting upon it is a queen. You look on ahead, look around this chamber, and sort of unlike the material grandeur of human or even dwarven realms, the throne room of this dark elven monarch exudes a feeling of power, bolstered by a ethereal light pouring in through these crystalline pieces of glass. The broad dais and the tall-backed throne, both sort of carved and made through some powerful natural and dunamancy-based magic. The stones that it is made from, this throne, twisted and remade for a better purpose, is as ancient, its age is inestimable. Perhaps even the darkened stones of the obelisks of the evil gods, now reformed, given new purpose, cleansed of their corruption, made into something beautiful. As you all look on further ahead, you see noblemen in fine dresses and outfits. These are the styles of outfits that all of these NPC nobles are wearing up ahead of you guys, if you guys can see that.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah. A lot of sort of like horns along, sort of like almost like fins and like stag horns and that type of stuff. As you see all of these individuals standing about. That one on the left, the goblin in the picture there, is quite literally what this person is wearing over here. This lady, the one that you were told about, the Sky Sibyl, Abriana Mirim, while standing on her left side, floating gently off the ground, is a well-groomed and well-dressed dark elven man, who you assume is the shadow hand Essek Thalis. This fellow.
What boy?
Finally, standing up there on the throne, or sorry, sitting there currently, is the Bright Queen herself. A woman of strangely uncommon and unnatural beauty whose very aura and intensity you can feel. Like a sun coming through forest's branches onto you. You feel that warmth of her presence. She bears a staff familiar to you all, much akin to the dark and corrupted version of it, the staff that the head matron had during your guys' battle atop of the Red Throne. You see that the Bright Queen has one of clear and pure purpose, the Staff of Luxon. As you see her sort of long silvery hair, immaculate makeup, beautiful sort of dress armor that she wears. That's your queen, with these crystalline horns for a crown. Looking around, another piece of cool sort of art as you see all of these characters gathering about here. As you all enter, you see many strange individuals. You don't recognize most of these here. Some that stand out to you all. First of all, as you guys are all invited to come further, right? As all of you step on up all the way to the north. Go ahead and join your friends up there on the big platform. As all these the symbology of the Luxon is carved into the floors, these geometric shapes everywhere. Go ahead and move yourselves and position yourselves wherever you wish to be, yeah?
I'm just standing by Ruka.
Gotcha. Yeah. As you guys gather, some individuals that stand out to you guys. First of all, right over here, you see the little goblin woman. You see the Cursebreaker Bulbara, right? She's just standing there, gives you guys a little wave, gives a deep bow of the head, and kind of whispers to you all as you pass by. From the moment that I saw you all, I knew some great purpose awaited. It seems that I was right. As you pass on by, you see that Varen gives a glance and a polite nod of the head to this person next to Bolbara. You see standing there, you've never seen this person before, like maybe in a passing and such. If anyone, Talion, you might have seen this person before. This right here is Ulitre Olios, the young, very young, like teenager basically. She's like, I don't know, like 16, 17 for an elf, right, in comparison to human years. Dark elven girl who's just sort of looking around. She's very much out of place. She's wearing a dress that's obviously like been prepared for her and such, but it doesn't look like something about it is not exactly, it's a little off, and she's like stands out a little bit here. Other than that, you see some of the other noble dens that are gathered here, kind of looking to you all. Varen approaches this woman over here and deeply bows and kisses her hand, and she looks to him and gives him a big smile. There's a look of pride in her eyes as he says, "You look great, Mother. I'm glad I was able to make you proud." And she smiles and says, "You always, you and your brother always made me proud." And she steps forward. Once again, not looking much older than him, but this over here is, with this look of focus in her eyes, is Oleandra Thalis, the Umavi, or the den leader, the den mother, perhaps, of the den Thalis. As she hugs her son there, and then he sort of steps forward, as she immediately, her eyes dart over to Ayla instead, and narrow, not with sort of any sort of malice or dislike, but great focus, but not a lot of inviting warmth either. As you look about, you see many other sort of dark elven individuals around, some looking a little more sort of excited and cheery, some looking a lot more sort of focused and too happy to be here even. One that stands out amongst them, Alondra, you get this cold
Who's that Pokemon?
And you see one individual currently taking it off of their face. Amongst them is a dark elven woman wearing a crystalline white mask with a symbol of a raven atop it that just sort of stares intently in your direction.
Where's this person?
That's this person on your right.
Oh,
over
I see.
here.
Okay,
this lady over here.
Man.
Just dark elf, she's just staring at you as she takes off this raven marked mask.
Alondra's, terrible at wisdom, so she's going to take it like she's flirting.
Do I see her looking at Alondra like meanly?
I don't know if meanly is the word, but like judgingly, I think.
Oh,
She's gonna wink at her.
Alondra. Oh, she's just gonna
wink
leave
at
it.
her. You wink at her. She just stares at you and puts on the mask again. Excellent. So that's it. Everyone has gathered as you see the bright queen Layla's Kryn step off of her throne forward. As she does, she looks out. Oh yeah, also one person that obviously stands out. Giant fucking black-furred minotaur right there.
He looks
this
cool
is
as shit.
This is apparently some high general guy, and you've heard the name mentioned before, the Sunbreaker Olomon. Giant minotaur dude. Who is sort of like personal guard to the queen type of thing. He's just standing there, standing guard. Just kind of looking at all of you. As you all step forth, Talion, you see Gron look at this big dude, say like, "Oh, that will be a fucking fight." And he's just staring up at him. As
Another time.
all right, you see the music begins to die down, not completely, but obviously enough. As the bright queen, Laylis Kryn, the leader of all of the Kryn dynasty, the ruler of all of Xhorhas, stands up. Everyone stops their conversations, their clapping, their chattering and such, and everyone turns to look to the queen. She steps forward. Her voice seemingly quiet, yet it booms through the whole room for all to hear, as if she's standing right there in front of you. You'll hear as she says, "Friends, great powers of the dynasty, trusted allies of this here throne, I welcome you all. Today we celebrate the return of heroes, warriors' finest, chosen by the Luxon and willed by their own power, choosing their own destiny, who have come before us here, having destroyed our ancient enemy, having destroyed the greatest citadel of darkness, despair, and malice that the world of Exandria has ever known. Our ancient enemies, the knife in our back, the shadow in the corner of our bedrooms, the children of malice, are no more. Those poor, misguided souls who believed their only escape is following blindly a goddess that despises them, are no longer here to threaten us, to make us fear for our loved ones, to punish us for cherishing the good and the compassionate. Those who saw kindness as weakness now rest buried in their dark home. And we have... yes?
Sorry, I mean, sorry to interrupt.
She casts Disintegrate on you. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
While the Bright Queen is making this speech of annihilation, the followers of the Spider Queen, I would like to use my eye for detail to investigate if I spot anyone here kind of wincing or like showing facial cues of like disgust towards the Queen's like provocation.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me an insight roll here against pretty much like the whole room. Looking at these faces, you're still on duty, yeah?
All right. 22.
Because this is totally your fucking jam, go ahead and roll advantage. I mean, you already killed it, but see if you get even higher. This is your specialty, yeah? 22 is incredible. Looking around in this room, unless anyone is faking it, you think these people are loyal and all genuinely very happy with this outcome. You do not see looks of jealousy or malice within anyone in the room here. I will say with the 22, you see that the young girl over here, Ulitre, Olios, Ilibere's younger sister, is looking very uncomfortable. She doesn't know what to do with herself. She's very almost like frightened when the Bright Queen starts talking. She feels like she has to say something at some point, and she's totally unprepared for it. As the Bright Queen continues. She says, all of this bravery, all of this valor, following in their own footsteps, aided by the light of the Luxon, we welcome back Taskand Varen Thalis of the Den Thalis. As you see many of these, so it's not just these guys. This is over here is like the Den Thalis, right? These three people. But that's just like the three prominent figures. And then you have like, I'm not going to put a million tokens here, but each of these platforms has like a bunch of people, right, behind them, of these like dens, right? As she says, of Den Thalis, you see many of these members of the Den Thalis kind of clap along and such. She says, as well as brave warriors of Den Olios. And you see everyone get this sort of saddened look on their faces. She says, our brothers and sisters, our trusted family, Den Olios, suffered a devastating wound. They have given as many of the Kryn soldiers that I sent, entrusted, as many as the Umavi, Oleandra Thalis, sent of her trusted, even with their lesser numbers, Den Olios matched, one for one, every single warrior we sent. And it seems that in this time of great trust, in this undertaking, our enemies from beyond the mountains saw fit to wound us greatly. But we are not here to talk about the battles of the future. We are here to celebrate the victories of the now. I would like to invite forward the sole remaining member of Den Olios, younger sister of the treasured, skilled, and incredibly brave Captain Ilivere Olios, who gave her life battling our foes in the dark Tower of Dumoran. Her story will not be forgotten as long as I am queen. Her memory will not fade as long as the Luxon brings light to these lands. You see, everyone turns to look at this young girl. She looks petrified as she begins to walk forward and then stumbles, almost falling to the ground. Odo and Alondra, you guys are like the closest to her when this happens. Well, I mean, Bulbara is, but she's a very old goblin. She can't really do much about that. Odo and Alondra, if you two can give me a quick dex save, both of you, to see if you can catch her if you so choose. Incredible. Yeah, both of you manage to get to her before she sort of stumbles. You see that she's very much so not used to walking around in like high heels, like fancy fashion clothes and such. As the two of you catch her, and she sort of looks at both of you and gives you this look of like, thank you so much, and sort of rights herself. And everyone sort of like, looks a little kind of worried for a moment, but then sort of like relaxes as she steps forward.
Can I subtle spell her a message before she goes up there?
Yeah, certainly.
Don't be nervous. You can do great.
Incredible.
Scares the shit out of her with a voice.
When you cast Settle spell here, and your spell ends, there is a popping sound in the back of your mind, and two eyes open that only you can see in the back of your psyche. And when you blink away, you look up and see Essex's eyes staring directly at you. As you just sort of like, what the fuck? As you like subtle spelled it, right? Nobody can notice it, as he's looking like directly at you. As you see Ulitre slowly walk up to the queen. She walks up and stands right in front of her. Everyone looks up to the two of them. She, the Bright Queen, steps forward, puts her hands on the side of her shoulders, and hugs her, as everyone has this like endearing kind of awe look on their faces. She whispers something quietly to her, which seems to calm her greatly here. Those of you with a passive perception of 18 or above, do we have, other than, Ayla, I don't think we have anyone with 18 or above, right? Oh, actually, Talian's 17, right?
Yeah, I'm just under.
Close.
Yeah, it's just me.
under. Ayla, you hear her whisper to her, saying, you have gone through a lot. Last few weeks could not have been easy on you, but as long as you wish it, you will always be a welcome guest in my halls. I will see to it that Your future is not stained by the loss that you have suffered, but painted by the victories that you, your den, and your sister, the greatness that they have done for our dynasty. And Ultra sort of looks to her and gives a nod. Thank you, my queen. Thank you. And kind of looks so awkward, doesn't know what to do with herself, says loudly again to the crowd. The Bright Queen says, we shall remember the deeds and bravery of Den Olios in these hard times. We shall celebrate them forever after. Everyone erupts into sort of claps and cheers, calling out, for the Den Olios, the great Den Olios, as they're sort of calling out. Ulitre kind of steps forward and gives a deep bow.
Can Talion, like, over the crowd, during like the murmurs of the crowd, can Talion also now what's the word?
Mm-hmm.
Talion would also like to say something inspiring for. He likes to say among the crowd, justice for House Olio, Den Olios.
Justice for Olios, the great heroes from Den Olios, as they're sort of calling out as well. As they're calling out, long live the memory of the Captain Ilivar Olios. They're like calling out, they all immediately pick up on the cheers as well after Talion. As Ulitre immediately smiles at that, you see tears begin to sort of pour down her face, and she says out somewhat quietly, but her words, again, for whatever reason, carry across the room here. She says, thank you all so much. I, as the last member of my den, would like to thank everyone for your kind words and your brave deeds. Long live Den Olios. Long live Kryn Dynasty. And they all like, long live, long live. Everyone cheers and claps again as she slowly kind of walks back on down to sort of where she was before. You see Bulbara immediately give her this sort of like, you poor thing, kind of a look.
Talion will give her a nod of recognition as she walks by.
Yeah, she gives you this like polite nod of the head, but she's
Who's
a little
that
too
Pokemon?
right now. She just sort of goes there to stand in her corner type of thing. As you see the Bright Queen says, returning to us also, a great hero, known for his battles against the infinite hordes of the Abyss, known for slaying dozens of thousands upon hundreds of thousands of demons for years upon years, guarding us from the abyssal eye that is the great and dark tower of Bazzoxan. The great warrior of Den Thalis, Varen, step forth. And everyone sort of cheers and claps. You see his mother over here sort of tears up immediately. His brother, no reaction whatsoever. So, Ayla, you're definitely perceptive enough, but you're not fast enough to sort of realize the reaction here. While Alondra, you're definitely dexterous enough, but perhaps not perceptive enough. Talion, you're both. You're extremely dexterous and extremely perceptive. You can see that while Essek Thalis is standing there, his eyes seem very sort of calm and observant from the entire room here. You can tell that there are these almost like moving below that what must be like illusion of some sort of his sort of calm appearance. You see that his eyes are moving around the room, inspecting everyone with such incredible speed, as if affected by like a hastened spell or something like that. His eyes are darting from every single person in this room with incredible speed. Inspecting and taking in every single detail about every single person. As you see Varen proudly step on up, the trumpets begin to blare a little louder as he steps on in front of the Bright Queen. She takes from the goblin Umavi here, the Umavi Abriana Mirim, a metal pendant, this beautiful golden pendant with the symbol of the sort of white diamond symbol of the Luxon at the center of it, with like a red sort of a red and gold kind of chain that she puts around his neck. As she puts another sort of commendation of valor alongside many others that he has sort of like stapled onto the side of his armor. She puts on another, gives him his medal here, and rather than standing on the throne, he sort of steps forth and she steps to his side. She raises his hand here with his and holds them both up, says, to the great hero, Varen Thalis, the task hand like no other, the hero of Kryn Dynasty and all of Xhorhas, and everyone immediately, to Den Thalis, to the great hero, everyone bursts into these cheers as Varen deeply bows to everyone in the room and says, again, his words sort of booming, he says, thank you all. Not just you who stand here in this room who have sent us help. But I would like to thank all of those who are not here tonight. The warriors who gave their lives. The brave, unmatched valor that they showed on the battlefield. From marching through the wastes with me. Through the swampland, through the Red Forest, and finally assaulting the Dark Citadel of Dumoran. Those of you who did not make it. I thank you all, and I pray for you. Your journey is not over. It begins again, as Luxon provides. Those of us who have survived, I say thank you as well. Without your might, no such victory would be celebrated today. This victory you owe not to me. This victory you owe to all those who fought alongside me. I was only blessed enough to be allowed to lead them. Everyone immediately, cheers to this, right? Who doesn't love a humble hero? Everyone immediately cheers, claps for it, and such. As you see Varen sort of look over his shoulder to his brother, Essek, who's just sort of staring back at him. Varen sort of gives a big smile. Essek doesn't react whatsoever, sort of staring back at him. As you see him sort of quietly say, once again, I think in this case, Talion and Ayla, you pick up on it here, as he sort of says to Essek, says, good to see you again, brother. And Essek says, the ceremony is not done. Focus. And Essek sort of spins back around, just sort of smiles. Same as always. As he kind of chuckles to himself. As the Bright Queen sort of quietly says to him, it is good to see you again, young Varen. Your legacy has been forged into stars. He looks back to her and says, thank you, your majesty, but duty still calls. My place is in Bazzoxan, and I do intend to return once this is all done. She gives him this look and a smile and says, very well. Enjoy, however. There's plenty of things besides defending our realm that you are needed for. And he gives her this confused look, sort of like, my lady. And she looks down towards Ayla. Varen immediately looks back and sort of realizes and kind of chuckles a little bit and smiles and says, I didn't realize that you... Right, of course, I see you've spoken to my brother. Very well. Thank you, my lady. I will try my best not to disappoint. She just sort of smiles at him, and he walks back down, and he first walks on over to his mother. He deeply bows, falls to one knee in front of her, and she, total, obvious, trained, professional, noble person, right? Absolutely relaxed with like, oh, you shouldn't have, right? My son, this is no need for this, right? But it's totally like a play, right? As everyone's sort of like, oh, look at how, like, still respecting his mother so greatly. And, she sort of smiles and nods and waves to everyone as he just sort of steps off. And he's just going to be standing there kind of with his den for a moment as she speaks up and says, And finally, everyone quiets down. The great heroes that have enabled it all, the task force whose potential Varen saw, the ones who struck down the Children of Malice's leaders, one by one, each time, unstoppable, unparalleled, fate, destiny, and might of an evil goddess could not stop them. Warriors whose legend we will remember until the end of times. Joining us here, step forth, Nightingales. Everyone begins to clap and cheer again as she invites you all to join her by the throne up there.
Ah, shit.
DMJ, I sent you a DM in the game.
Oh,
Did you
did?
see?
Hold on.
Yeah, it was. Oh,
Oh, in
wow.
the game. Sorry,
In the
shit. I did
game.
not see. Uh-huh. Yes, you could. I don't know the price of it off the top of my head, but yes, you
That's
totally
fine.
could.
I always take it off later.
Gotcha. Okay. All of you slowly approach step by step up here. As you see the Bright Queen sort of standing in front of a throne there, looks to you all. The Sky Sibyl, Abriana Miriam, approaches and hands her one by one a bunch of these sort of like medals and little like brooches as she goes down the line and looks to you, Zoria, says, great warrior of unstoppable power, her enemies quake in her wake. Zoria of the Dolarav, I shall call you ally for the rest of my days, under the light of the Luxon. And she puts this sort of beautiful medal on you and gives you this beautiful pendant with a diamond at the center of it shaped to look like the Luxon beacon around your neck. Yeah?
Thank you.
She smiles and quietly says to you, Zoria, and says, you and your people are of great power. You and your people are of great spirit. My people have sought long to join with yours, but I see that as one of them, you have aided us like no other. One word from you, and you shall never be asked to join us again. And she moves from you, leaving you to sort of have that decision. As you realize, like, wait, no, I'm not the Sky Spear. I don't think I can make this decision. Or can I?
Not yet, she's not.
Uh-huh. She moves on over. She says, Mistress of songs, who dances with magic and blade, swift as the wind, her magic uncontrolled and unstoppable by her foes. Alondra, I shall call you my ally until the end of days, under the light of Luxon. And she puts the medal on you and gives you the same sort of diamond amulet.
Alondra will curtsy deeply and say, "Thank you, my lady."
She says sort of quietly to you, as elves, we have some origin here, connections to the Feywild, and I've heard from my trusted allies that you and your people have suffered greatly due to a phenomenon, a red mist. I've had dreams I would like to discuss with you at some point. I think we might share a common nightmare. Nothing that we cannot conquer together.
You see Alondra's eyes kind of light up as she kind of like looks up from her curtsy and say, "It would be my honor." And then continues the curtsy.
She nods. She moves on next. She says, the wielder of twilight, the bringer of light, the protector of her allies, healer and mender of broken bones and minds, the one who ensured her heroes, friends, are left standing. With the power of the moon within her grasp, a great sorceress, Ayla. I shall call you my ally until the end of time, under the light of the Luxon. And she puts the medal on you, puts the amulet, diamond amulet with the symbol of the Luxon around your neck.
She would be smiling, huge smile. Thank you, Your Majesty.
She smiles and says, not many possess the gift like yours. Not only great magic, but also affinity for the divine. I see the symbol of the Moonweaver on you. And while we do here worship the Luxon as the being that saved us, we do not shun those who choose their destiny otherwise. But I see that you two have been touched by the Luxon. It would be an honor to have someone, should you choose your retirement eventually when the time comes, who has both the access and the ear of the divine, as well as the blessing of the Luxon.
I would love that. Thank you so much.
She smiles, gives you a nod, moves on ahead. She steps in front of Talion and says, amongst us all here, lords, nobles, heroes, like Varen.
Who's that Pokemon?
The greatest thanks we should give, the greatest praise should be given to the soldier, a warrior in the field, who risks their life with each step. One such warrior stands before us. A person of resolute will, with sense of instinct that has driven him to rise to the occasion when our people needed him the most. Scout Sergeant Talion, I hereby promote you to Field Captain. I shall call you my friend until the end of time, under the light of the Luxon. And she puts the badge and the amulet with a diamond made to look like the symbol of the Luxon around your neck.
Respectfully, Talion bows his head. I am honored, my lady.
She smiles and says quietly, I understand that you were part of the soldiers from the Den Olios. I'm terribly sorry for everything that has happened. But justice will be served. And those who have done this, should you choose, I shall give you chance for justice or vengeance, whichever serves you best.
Talion doesn't really respond. He just gives a calm demeanor.
Mm-hmm.
Always professional.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. He moves on next, over here to Odo. He looks out and says, the people of Charis, halfling folk who enjoy their peace, have suffered much. their own troubles pressing down on them, before one amongst them rose as a duelist, a hero, a warrior unmatched by his peers. This warrior traveled the land, and my people tell me that he still seeks for a worthy match. A match that he did not find within Doomeran. When his enemies stood before him, she looks down. Odo Overborough struck them down. When evil rushed at his back, their knives hidden, this peerless warrior could not be injured or struck. He returned with even greater might the strike to his foes. To the grand duelist, Odo, you shall always be my friend until the end of time under the light of the Luxon. She places the pendant on you, she places the badge on you, the necklace with the diamond shaped into a symbol of the Luxon.
Odo will nod his head in respect, not really say anything.
Smiles and says, I am quite curious about the south of Jorhas. Many wild things still exist there, many troubles to be taken care of. With our lands divided, a great hero like you should only ask. I shall send help, if it is help that you would accept, great duelist.
Thank you, my lady. And he'll bow.
She gives a nod. She slowly returns, stands here in front of her throne, says, I hereby thank, under the light of Luxon, these valorous warriors. Let them stand from now on as our equals, forever welcome in Rossona. Hail, nightingales. As everyone, the whole room, unanimously, all in sync, Hail, nightingales! As they call out, the whole room shakes from the echo, as everyone begins to cheer and clap. As she gives you guys a nod of like, you may leave. But as the rest of you begin to slowly kind of step on down, Ayla, I believe you have something for her.
I do. But I wouldn't want to just pull it out because I don't want anyone to think I'm doing anything to harm her. So she would like turn to the shadow. I have something in my bag that Varen wanted me to give to Bright Queen. Is that okay?
Who do you say this to?
To Essig.
He sort of looks at you for a second, and he just nods and says, very well. My queen, it seems that one of the heroes has a present for you. And
Yeah,
she sort of looks a little surprised, but sort of sits back on her throne. Very well.
She will reach into the haversack and she will pull out the Luxon staff.
Mm-hmm. You watch as the whole room gasps, looking up ahead, as you see the Bright Queen stand and smile. Her eyes widen instantly as everyone sort of gasps. The whole room quiets. And she says, one of its fragments. A piece of the light. I was told of its corruption, of its dilution and perversion.
I was able to heal it and fix it.
As you sort of step up towards her here, she kind of looks to you as smiles and reaches out, like gently, slowly reaches out for it.
Oh yeah, she would definitely hand it to her.
She looks upon this staff with the beacon atop it. She says, "These great heroes have not only returned to us, destroying our ancient enemy, but also reclaiming one of the ancient artifacts of the Luxon. Another beacon has returned." As she raises it, you watch it instantly reacts to her power. It brightly illuminates as this blinding beam of light comes down from the sky above. The darkness is dispelled by a singular sort of beam of bright light that hits this room through the glass dome ceiling. Everyone is sort of blinded for a moment, but you watch all of these dark elves whose weakness is the light look to it with great reverence. This idyllic sense of sanctuary, of protection, shines upon everyone as everyone utters a quiet sort of prayer to the Luxon. As this continues for a few seconds, the light begins to slowly fade as she sort of holds and looks at the staff with great care. She looks back to you, to the group, and to Ayla here, and says, "Great heroes, you have done us a service greater than you can possibly imagine." She looks back behind her to the staff that she was holding before. Her staff that she was holding before. She says, "With our beacon returned, even this is not reward enough, but I wish you to have it. Use it as you wish. It has brought me great power, great victory, and great light. I can only offer this in exchange." And she gives you her previous staff, Ayla. You see this like golden staff with this crystal glowing atop of it. You feel incredible sense of magic brimming within it.
Oh, thank you. I only wanted to return it. You sure?
Essek immediately looks at you like, "What are you doing?" As the Bright Queen sort of looks down to you, still kind of like a single tear welling up in her eye, looking at this beacon that you brought back, says, I am certain. You need not refuse a queen's gift."
Okay. And
when she says "you need not," in your head, you hear Essek's word replace the need with "could not."
Okay, sure. I meant no disrespect. I wanted to return it, but it was no. I didn't want anything for it. But if you insist, I will take.
She smiles and says, "I take no offense to you, great hero. I can only thank you for this."
Baron said it's very important to you people, and when I saw it, I wanted to fix it, to bring it back.
You have incredible power. A power to bring back what is lost. To fix what is destroyed. Not many cherish such powers in our time, but I know better to recognize a savior when I see one. And she bows her head to you. everyone else in the entire room, towards you guys here to party, everyone falls to their knee and bows deeply as the whole room goes down.
Guys,
Ayla is.
they're
Yeah.
bowing at us.
See, everyone, by the way, everyone except for Gran, actually. He's still saying, like, oh, shit, gets down on one knee as well. As the Bright Queen raises her head, everyone begins to stand up, and she gives the staff over to the Sky Sibyl, Abriana Mirim, of Den Mirim, who holds it there and prays to the Luxon while holding onto the staff. Ayla, you and the rest begin to walk on down as you guys begin to hear music begin to play. As it begins to swell a little louder, you hear the Bright Queen say, "Tonight we celebrate. Let the wine pour. Let the feast go until the morning. A great victory has been secured. An enemy immemorial now gone. To the dynasty. To the Luxon, and everyone, to the dynasty, to the Luxon, and as she looks down, she does, like, go on for a little more here to, like, I would like to also thank everyone who has come here tonight, to Den's Beltune, to Den Bailan, to Den Diavlana, to Duandalos Den, Taihenos, Izakorin, Tisithar, Ominfar, Zoild, as they just, there's so many noble families, right, and they, like, go down the list of these noble families. And finally to the Den Oleos, and everyone sort of cheers and such as the celebration begins. As the music begins to play, you guys watch as everyone sort of steps forward and begins to dance with each other. Everyone begins to slowly kind of dance, and it's these like slow dancing and such as Varen immediately
Who's that
approaches you
Pokemon?
and says, well, I know I promised you outing, a date, perhaps, to show you around the great high gardens of Rosona once we returned. But if I might be a bit forward here, would you like to dance?
I would love to dance.
He holds your hand and brings you out onto this little area, which, by the way, everyone's like, these guards all, like, back away and clear this area for people to instead step forward, and everyone's sort of dancing. Tables are brought in, and great feasts are brought in. Everything's sort of like assembled very, very quickly. As up here, all of these, like, noble families, and you guys, the heroes, dance together. As everyone begins to sort of celebrate, Ayla, you and Varen have this very sort of romantic, slow dance together here, as everyone else is kind of dancing together here. And every once in a while, Ayla, you catch Varen's mom sort of looking at you, just sort of like squinting, looking in your direction. You think she might be wanting to talk to you later. As the dancing sort of continues, everyone is sort of like doing a little dance, a little awkwardly. You see Ruka and the shamans kind of standing a little awkwardly around. Like one of the shamans kind of approaches this like older, bold dude, kind of says, "Ruka, should we be leaving now? These dances, celebrations are not exactly what we do. These musics, too soft. Suppose we could enjoy the food." Ruka sort of looks at them and says, "Enjoy your feast, enjoy your food. I'll have a drink or a few at least. Maybe after some we'll start enjoying it as well." And they all sort of like laugh a little bit to it. And she turns over and sees you there, Zoria. "Hey there, big hero. Good to see you again."
I wouldn't say hero. I was just hitting the largest thing in front of me when it came running my way.
Well, wanting to call it or not, You'd be wrong, okay? Because you are.
I've learned not to argue with people. When they've set up their mind about something, it's easier to just let it be what it is.
She smiles and says, I know things are a little awkward right now, but I just want you to know that no matter what, I've always loved you. And I know that your life is complicated right now, and this might complicate it even more, but I've never cared for anyone like I care for you. I feel incredible pain knowing that you can't remember all the time that we've spent together. And I'd do anything to show you how amazing we were. But you need time, and you need your friends, and I understand. I don't want to be your focus. If it's not me you can focus on. I just want you to know that no matter what happens when that duel comes with you and the Sky Spear, I will be there for you.
I understand, I can't remember much. What little bit I remember, it showed me that you are important to me. I know that there's a feeling with it, and words that go with it that I want to say, but I'm unable to. Not because I don't want to, because I can't.
You see a bit of a look of sort of hope and a little bit of sadness as well, right, in her eyes, and she says, right, that's all right.
But, that aside, tonight is one of those nights where I think I'm willing to endure what I know what would happen if it makes you smile. And she will hold out her hand to Ruka. Would you like to dance with me?
She looks at your hand, looks at you. She smiles. Big wide smile. She says, to this music? How do you even do that? And she takes your hand.
I have no idea, but I thought we could go someplace where it's a bit more our speed.
You look over, Gron is spinning on his head. He and the orcs are full on breakdancing, totally missing the vibe, right? They are way too hyped for this. She looks at it like, well, that's a better, but still doesn't fit. You and her sort of take a little corner and just do a little, still this music sort of playing here, as you guys have a little dance as well, as she takes your hand and begins to sort of lead, and begins to kind of try to move your body, trying to sort of remind you of how some of these tribal dances of the Dolarav are done. Some of these shamanistic sort of nature sort of dances are done. Zoria, go ahead and give me a performance roll.
Tall order there. Let's see.
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
You want to throw a kerfuffle on that as well?
Yeah.
Yes, you fucking do. Let's go. With a 21, Zoria, you begin to dance. And as you sort of move slowly, you guys kind of make your own beat here. You and some of the Dolarav kind of tapping their feet, kind of smacking their hands together, and kind of playing a little bit of music on the table here. As the two of you sort of dance and you begin to move, at some point, something clicks. And a memory sort of unlocks itself of two girls in their sort of like just barely in their 20s. dancing around the fire with many people around them. Their faces kind of blurred, but you see Aruka when she was a little younger. Yourself seeing her through sort of your eyes as two of you sort of dance, and you sort of spin her around, and then you kind of dance, and she sort of spins around you and does this sort of sideways kind of flip, and you flip around her as well, as two of you kind of intertwine together like birds. As you dance and sort of fly around each other for a bit, your hands kind of intertwine, and you jump at the same time and spin together here as something, this memory, as if takes over, and you begin to dance with her. And as that happens, you see a smile on her face. You see a big smile on her face as she continues to sort of dance with you. And as the intensity of the dance begins to sort of pick up, it ends with both of you like extremely close to each other, right? As there's that moment of tension where you're looking at her and she's looking at you like, do we kiss? Do we not? What do we do? Right? As you're both just sort of like stuck in that last moment of the dance. You remember that memory, you reach out and you kiss her and you sort of tackle her to the ground. But what do you do now?
Same thing. Where there's like that moment where like the memory took hold, she can see everything very clearly and vividly. And just is like in that last moment where like it plays out, like she just kind of like jumps with it and very instinctually just kind of like grabs her, kisses her before she even realizes what's happening.
Zarya, when you kiss her, a rush washes over you, this feeling, and you hear it as loud as a bell on a city wall, like a gong calling for war, like a horn calling for aid, this thrum within your chest. You hear your heart beat. Only a few moments before I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. I'll use my
Zarya?
I'll use my inspiration.
Okay.
Josie, thy name is Vesh.
Oh,
Let's go.
My God. You feel this sense of blight and acid at the back of your throat. You feel sick kissing this person before you realize these feelings are not your own. As you grab her by the waist and pull her in, kiss her even deeper, and she sort of relaxes into it, she kisses you, and you hear it at the back of your mind. A shriek as loud as a thunderstorm that is instantly drowned out by the sound of your heartbeat. You guys kiss for... It's a very long kiss. It's a long, sort of passionate, like a minute-long kiss. At first, these dollar are like, incredible. Wow, I'm so proud of them. And then they're like, okay, it's getting a little long. This is okay. They're kind of going towards the table now. As she pulls you, Ruka sort of like pulls you off of her for a moment, and she sort of breathes heavily and kind of looks at you and says, "Is it you? Is it truly you? Are you back?"
I remember the fire and the dance when we were kids.
And she tears up just a little bit, a little welling of tears at the edges of her sort of eyebrow, and sorry, not eyebrows, as her eyelids, as she smiles, says, "Do you remember now? You remember everything, yeah?"
It's getting there.
Well, let's keep trying, yeah? And she kisses you again. Yep. As not many memories come back, but you guys do try for the rest of the evening. You keep trying, and every once in a while you can hear your heart thrum and beat with life.
Oh.
All right. Okay, Sky Spear, I see you. All right, so fucking 20s, rocking those 20s. Very good.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Oh boy, awesome. Talion, I see you wanted to go over and speak to the shadow hand Esecthalus. He doesn't dance. He doesn't dance with anyone. He just stands there like a robot, just right next to the bright queen. Just sort of, well, he floats there, just an inch off the ground. As you sort of as you turn to approach him, as if you were intending to talk to him, he floats down. He's not done that for the whole evening while people are dancing, but he slowly floats down right in front of you, Talion, and sort of looks at you and says, I'm getting a sense you wanted to speak.
Indeed, Shadowhand.
Well, Field Captain, what can I do for you?
It's come to my attention that you are the greatest practitioner of dunamancy within the dynasty.
I hope flattery is not one of your highest skills, but yes, that is partially true. There are others who are skilled, although many think of me as the current most educated in the sciences and the religion. You catch that little detail that he sort of says sciences first before religion,
Since the campaign against Doomeran and the expulsion of the followers of the Spider Queen, I have been doing some slight dabbling into the art of dunamancy, but as great as the practitioner of the arcane as Alundra is, she is no master at dunamancy, and I am hoping to find a teacher.
You wish to learn more about dunamancy?
Among other things, which I think you are the most valued person to do it.
Certainly. Training with the likes of me, a skilled dunamancer, would certainly improve your odds out here in these wastes. It's a dangerous place, but you're just getting to know about that, aren't you? And this whole atmosphere begins to die down here as he looks towards you, and you hear him in your mind say, you're not exactly from around here, are you? You're from a place far away, Or did you think your secrets are well hidden,
Who's that Pokemon?
I'm saying this in my head.
Yeah, you're seeing this in that. All the sound of the music and everything begins to fade and mute as he begins to just sort of look to you. No expression as always, just sort of slightly sort of cocks his head.
One's birthplace does not define one's outlook on life. I have my reasons for being here.
I'm certain you do. One's origin does not define their future.
Though it can define one's future.
But the ones that he associates with does. I know that better than most. We will have a conversation soon. Perhaps our distant friends might not be that different.
Look forward to it, Shadowhand.
He turns and begins to sort of move back as that presence, that intense presence of his fades. And music again fills your senses.
And Talion's face, once like stern, is now.
Now what? Sorry, you cut out?
Oh. As the Shadowhand leaves, Talion's face, once a little stern, slowly grows into a tiny smile, and he'll rejoin them.
Excellent. Excellent. As the party goes on.
I think Oda wanted to talk to the.
would like to... Aha, to Ulitre. Sorry, I didn't see that. Excellent. Odo, you see Ulitre here. There's a lot of people that sort of approach her and talk to her and such. You see that, once again, she's not exactly a teenager. She's like just now an adult, right? She's barely an adult now. She's like 100 years for an elf. That's like being an adult, basically. But she's still very young, right? She's like, for comparison, she's like 22, right? In human years or something like that, right? She's an adult, but she's still very young. She's very inexperienced with all of this, and she's just sort of looking around. You see a lot of people have joined her and talking to her how great her den was and everything, and how they would be willing to, you know, like, help her, and, you know, they are like a bunch of noblemen who would love to sort of like incorporate her into their own dens if she'd be willing, if she's interested in that. Some of them even offering that, like, if she's interested, like, marriage proposals, right, to join with these other dens to become like a new den and stuff like that, right, to retain her sort of power and stuff, blah, blah, blah. Politic talks, right? As Odo, you sort of appear, some of them look to you and immediately sort of bow, give you sort of your space here as they leave you two alone.
Odo is going to approach Ultre and take a knee and be like, I don't think you know me. But your sister and I think, fancied each other.
Sort of looks to you and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know you, and I'm glad to hear she found someone. She was very standoffish with people often.
She warmed up.
I used to joke that she'd never find someone, but it seems I was wrong.
Yeah. My condolences. I wish I was there to help her in her time of need, but we were busy. But if you or Din Olios ever needs my blade, please call on me. I will be there."
Mine condolences as well, then. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words, Master Duelist. I don't see myself needing a bodyguard, but just tonight, a lot of people want to talk to me that I've never heard of or talked to before. So who knows? But thank you, nevertheless.
He'll nod.
Excellent. Night slowly sort of goes on. Is there any other conversations or anything else you guys would like to do during the night?
Yeah. So Alondra is going to get 2 drinks, one for herself and one for this lady in the mask, and she's going to go up to her. And she will do a little curtsy and say, "Hello, my name is Alondra Seeley, the songstress of Seeley, and the blade singer of the Nightingales. I see that I caught your eye from across the room. May I offer you a drink?" And she'll try to give her a drink.
She looks through her sort of, you see the eyes beneath the mask, and she sort of just stares at you and says, "No, thank you. I know who you are already,
Oh, you do?
But not from your songs or your heroic deeds, not from your magic or your skill with your blades, but instead, I know you as someone who is chosen to ignore their destiny."
Ignore my destiny?
She nods. "I am Imre, a servant of the Raven Queen, the same goddess who you turned your back on."
Turned my back on. She commanded me to kill someone who still died by my blade, so I don't see how I betrayed her.
You are much more arrogant than I originally imagined. It is a shame. You have been marked.
I believe her mark no longer is here anymore.
No. Not that. She has allowed you an opportunity, a fate, a destiny you were supposed to achieve. I don't know the inner workings, but I can see it clearly on you.
Will you enlighten me in what this destiny may be?
She sort of looks you up and down. Give me a persuasion roll, huh?
Amazing. I am so good at persuasion. Not.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
9. She looks you over and says, all I understand is that you were given a choice, and the choices that the matron gives are never easy to make. And it seems like you, like many others, weak of will, have chosen the easy way out. Elijah, you're looking at this person like, who's this bitch? Why is she shit-talking me here? I'm like a big hero person. Fuck. As she's just sort of looking at you intensely.
Look, when it came down to it, I still got the job done, and I was able to save my friends. It seemed like the Raven Queen wanted needless sacrifice, yet I still was able to come through. I don't understand her short-sightedness in wanting to needlessly sacrifice people.
She looks to you, her eyes turn fully pitch black, and she looks over to Ayla, and then looks back to you, and says, have you ever wondered if the death she sought was not of the villain you killed, but someone else who now lives instead?
Well, that's just unfortunate. I don't think she can have her quite yet.
The Queen of Ravens has foresight, knowledge of destiny. Those who should die but don't bring great calamity. And when it comes, you will know that you could have stopped it.
You know, you said your name was Imre? Is that correct?
It is.
I will welcome this calamity if I was some orchestrator of it unknowingly, because I will be there to stop it, along with the rest of my friends in this curse breaker that you say should have perished.
She squints. More arrogant still. I see.
It's
I
one
see
of my
what
many
done
traits
here.
that I love. And then she flips her hair.
Yeah. Like, flip it into her face. You're like, for a second, as you walk on off. And she just sort of stares at you as you sort of ruminate on what she said. Like, you think to yourself, like, yeah, man, we did it. We killed her. We fucking killed her. It worked out. But, like, Ayla would have died. So, was she... yeah. Something to think about with no way to get answers right now, at least. I mean, I don't know your powers, maybe, but yeah, that's what you know for now.
She'll walk over to Talion and then offer him the drink that she was going to give to Imre. Can I offer you a drink?
Thank you. Everything okay over there?
Some prophecy bullshit. You know, those godly types.
I do, and they usually the threats and promises are not to be taken lightly.
I'll protect my friends. That includes you too, Talion.
Oh, thank you.
Do you want to dance?
Just as she says this, Talion, there's like a group of like 5 people that approaches you, and there's this like older drow gentleman with a little mustache and everything, nice little suit, and he says, "Field Captain, my name is Ibrilias of Den Hythenos. These are my son and daughter. They are of marrying age. And I was wondering," right? And he starts like pitching to see if you're interested in like a marriage proposal with this like Den Hythenos.
Greetings. I'm honored, but at the moment I'm here to celebrate. Perhaps we can negotiate another time to discuss these.
Oh, yes, certainly, young field captain. It would be our honor to have a member of esteemed guard of the Aurora Watch join our den, perhaps. But I will let you think on this. Yes, great work, excellent saviorship. He goes off with his family, they're nobles. They're very much so into arranging marriages and such, right? And Talion, honestly, this happens another like 2-3 times this evening. Someone approaches you and asks you like if you're looking for like to marry into like what some of these noble families.
How
the moment you became like oh yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
No, that's about it. I was gonna say they just sort of keep trying a few times.
How big is this Sunbreaker fella?
He's like 12 foot tall.
Odo's gonna walk up to him.
Large minotaur man. Big, pristine-looking plate armor. Gigantic longsword he has. Black sort of onyx fur, curved horns, just sort of looking down. As you approach, he sort of looks in your direction. He says, "Grand Duelist, pleasure to meet you."
Hi, pleasure to meet you. I was wondering, you're a big, mighty-looking fella. Impressive. Would you mind helping me out for a minute? For a while, actually?
That depends. I am sworn to guarding the Bright Queen.
Oh. Okay, never mind. Stay here. And Odo's gonna grab Ultra and bring her to him and be like, she's being pestered by nobles.
Pokemon?
She doesn't want to talk to you. You just stand there and look the way you are.
Yeah, she'll sort of look around to him like, please? And he nods. Says, very well. Young miss, as long as you stay by my side, nobody will disturb you. And she gives a look over to you, Odo, and to him, and says, thank you, both of you. I'm new to this whole scene.
Ain't my jam either.
Odo, as you walk past, you catch something. Yep. It's not a sight or a smell, it's a feeling. Yeah. A feeling. Well, I don't imagine you brought your evil whip of 5 snake heads to the party, or have you? Yeah, like I assume no. All of you. Yeah, all of you. As I think you get this feeling of this instinct of being in a presence of strength. Something only a true warrior seeking challenge can feel. And when you look, it draws your attention north, but not to the Bright Queen. Instead, you think you see behind the throne, looking out of the grand sort of window there, seemingly imperceptible to everyone, but you in the moment, is a woman, bearing the symbol of the dynasty, however, dressed in like all black with like lines of red, and her sword has this like bloody red energy on it. Yet you do not get a sense of evil or malice from her, as you see what you think must be who Varen spoke about, the greatest warrior in all of the dynasty. Standing behind a throne there, guarding her wife, is the Dusk Captain, Quana Kryn. See this lady, full on enchanted gear, full on like bodyguard gear everywhere. She's like on lookout here, looking for anything. Yeah, and she's just sort of standing there, sword at her side, as she looks over her shoulder and meets eyes with you. And she gives you a nod, as if appreciating that you are able to notice her.
At that point, Odo is going to mock. He doesn't have a sword, so he's going to mock drawing his sword and holding it between his eyes and bowing with it and flourishing it and putting it away without an actual weapon.
He just sort of looks at you and, again, just sort of holds this eye contact as if a meaning of appreciation, and she looks back out the window.
Oh.
By the time you blink, she's gone. All right. Yeah, the evening sort of goes on for a little. Oh.
Can I talk to him while I dance?
To Varen? Yeah, of course.
Your mother? Does she want to talk to me? Because she keeps looking at me.
He looks around and says, she does. I've not been informed, at least. I'm sure she's interested. Why I've been spending all my attention on you tonight. She can be a bit overprotective. You see, Varen has... it's these noble games that noble families and dens play. Varen was never interested in marriage. So I think she always held out hope that I would one day marry. But, once again, I don't mean to alarm you with any of this. She is just, I think, looking at my attention towards you as a political part of her play. Don't get me wrong, she's still my mother and I appreciate her, but she looks out for the den, Thalis, and, well, I think she might be interested in you as well, now that you've become of quite importance, quite large importance, if I might say so.
Me? Why am I important?
He sort of dips you slowly and says, what do you mean? You've done all of this. If not for your friends and you, none of this would be possible. If not for your magic, you and I wouldn't be standing here. I'm a great warrior. I know how to lead folk. I know how to bring out courage and strength out of those who don't even know they have it. But I wouldn't be able to do what I do without you. Your magic, your sense of purity, sense of destroying corruption as you see it. I think you and I see the world similar. I think we see the world with kindness. But where I choose to bolster that kindness with a blade, where I choose to destroy darkness, you choose to spread the purity through your magic, keeping your friends alive, keeping everyone you meet alive, turning them better. I see how you watch your friends. I see that look of someone who wishes to guard them and defend them. I look the same way to my soldiers. I wish for them to be alive. I wish for them to be strong and better. It's the same look you give your friends. Same look you've given me. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. I mean, You and I, we're very similar. I I just want to help as many people as I can, and my friends, I love them so much. I never want them to die.
It's a noble aspiration, and might I say, with your skills and now the staff of the Bright Queen herself, a task easily accomplished, I think.
It was very nice of her to give me that, but I didn't give her her beacon to get anything. It was just because it's the right thing to do.
I think she gifted you her staff for that exact reason. The Queen's insightful. Very insightful. And something tells me that my brother might have known that you were going to do that before we even stepped into this room. Essek, he keeps things close to the chest, but he's aware of everything. It's a little scary how aware of everything he is.
Well, he has to be. He has to keep her safe.
Indeed. But
I know you have to go back to Bazuzan. Are you going to stay a little bit here? Just a little bit before you go?
I would give everything to be able to say I'll stay as long as you'll have me. As long as I can spend time with you. But the truth is, mine is a warrior's path. I am the shield. I am... Well, it would be quite egotistic to say I'm the only one who can stop what's happening at Bazzosan, but there's not many who can face the abyssal hordes without their minds or bodies being scarred forever. And while I cannot promise you my eternal devotion, I wish sometimes that duty and freedom had something to do with each other. I will stay here for a few more weeks before I need to return. But like I said to you before, I do hope that this title of mine, Taskant, passes on to someone. Sooner rather than later. He sort of smiles at you.
Maybe. So we're still going on our date. This doesn't count as the date.
No, I don't think so. There's quite a few locations I'd love to show you around. The gardens where I've grown up, the local dining I'm sure you've not had chance to try out yet, some of the local specialties, some beautiful sights. There are some places of danger as well, if you wish. I think with my skills and your magic, it would be more like a excursion into the semi-dangerous parts that hold great significance historically. But if you wish to enjoy the beauty of the city, I'm more than pleased to stay here.
No, I'll go anywhere. I do want to go to that orphanage. Remember you told me you were going to take me?
I do.
All right, well,
Very well.
Whenever you want me to talk to your mother, I will.
I'm certain she'll approach you at some point. My
Any
mother's
any
unique
tips?
style is similar to my brother's. Although while he will generally only observe, she takes a long time inspecting before she decides to make her move.
Any suggestions or tips? I would take anything.
Well, I've only known her to be polite. She was a good mother, always, to both of us, ever since our father passed. She's taken on a burden, being a lone leader, lone Umavi of our Den Phalis. She's a great believer of the Luxon. I'd lean on that, perhaps.
Okay. And she's gonna keep dancing.
Excellent. Two of you just sort of spin around, dance for a long while here as the music kind of switches every once in a while, switching the tone and the speed of the dance. Excellent. Excellent. Talion and Alondra, you guys sort of dance along. Ruka and Zoria. Well, I don't think they're just making out. They're just making out somewhere in the room.
I definitely want to give Bolvater a big hug because I missed her.
Dearie, you've come back. You've come back. I can't believe it. I knew you and your friends were going to make it big one day. But to see you here in the halls of the Bright Queen, it warms my tiny little heart.
I miss you, Bolvater. She's gonna give her a big hug. How's my plague? Is he big now?
Oh, he's massive. I'm having a hard time feeding the thing. He can eat through rations like it's nothing. You know, I used him to get here, rode on his back. He's quite the mount. And it turns out, if something pisses him off, he'll run right through it.
Do you want to keep him? Because we have a house now that I can have him if you want, if he's being a burden.
Well, you know, when I heard that it was you who did all this, I was hoping I could return Plig to you. If you wish to keep him, go ahead. You have better means of keeping him happy and fed anyway. Plus, the dangers of my swamp home, dangers of Urzin are no place for a growing boar. Although I have to tell you, I don't think he's just a boar. I think he might be a dire boar. He's
What?
Wow.
still growing.
Amazing. I would definitely keep him. I have to get him
Who's
some
that
place with
Pokemon?
him.
You don't understand. Those things grow to be like 20 foot tall. They're like ginormous. They are super hard to feed. They can eat through like a silo of grain per day if real hungry.
Well, I had to feed a wyvern. I mean, if I could do that, I could definitely take care of Plague.
Very well, very well. Just be careful. These boars, he seems to be very docile when with me and as he was sort of with you. But these guys, they're real stubborn. Getting him to learn new tricks, boy, do I not envy you.
Oh, I have so much patience. I could do it.
Very well. He's, last time I saw you was, 6 months ago. He's grown quite big since then.
Thank you for taking care of him.
He's in the royal stables here after this party, after the gathering. You can go see him.
The hardest part is trying to get Red not to eat Plague. I feel like that's the hardest part.
I feel like it's going to, I don't know who Red is.
He's a
but
wyvern who likes boars.
Okay, but he's a boar that likes these things are omnivores, so I'd watch out for Red if I was you. Plague's doing all right.
All right, well, I love them both, and I don't want them to fight, so I'm gonna figure it out. But thank you.
Good luck, dearie. Good luck. And she gives you a little hug. You have to lean down a bunch to give her a little hug as she sort of smiles, says, I see you found yourself quite the match. Taskin Thalis, of all people. You go, girl.
Thank you very much.
She sort of smiles, gives you this knowing smile.
I have a question.
Yes.
How
of course.
How like in control of myself am I at the moment?
You're well. I mean, once again, alcohol doesn't affect you too much, as you unfortunately
No,
found out.
I mean from the screaming voice in the back of the head.
Oh, that it's fully sort of faded. With your roll of wisdom, though, you managed to fully sort of push it away for now. It's there. It's somewhere in the back there. You just can't hear it right now. Your mind is strong enough to suppress it tonight.
All right, I'm gonna look to Ruka. You want to get away from here?
She smiles, says, I was hoping you'd say that, sir.
We have a house and they have a room.
I'd love to see it.
I just kind of like wave to the rest of the party. Bye. I'm going home.
You guys see them hand in hand walk on out. Gron is looking at you doing like a finger through a hole motion, like, yeah, you go get it, yeah. And just giving you like a thumbs up. I know what's up. Gron walks up the stairs slowly, kind of leans on the wall, says, so is there a Mr. Bright Queen? And a bunch of guards pick him up and carry him off the way, as they immediately push him out of the fucking room. The party sort of continues. Zorya, you and Ruka have a lovely evening. As we sort of fade to black on that. I can't believe you have that emote. Why do you have that?
Because I'm in a lot of weird discords, that's why.
Yeah, fair enough. As the two of you sort of disappear for the night, the dancing continues. At the end of the evening, as all the partying is done, and a lot of these dens are starting to sort of disperse, the party is slowly kind of ending for tonight. Ayla, Varen sort of looks to you, says, I must be off for tonight. My brother is getting a little impatient. He wishes to be done for tonight. That usually means everything is done for tonight. As you see, everyone sort of, he's just sort of standing there next to the queen, and the queen's like, thank you all for coming. She's like talking to the noble families and people that are walking on by. He says, I need to go say my goodbyes here and pay my respects to the queen, but I wanted to say goodnight to you first. I'll see if I can find you tomorrow for a bit of a trip around town. A proper date.
Okay, I understand. And she's gonna give him a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah. When you go to lean in for the kiss, there's a hand on his shoulder that pulls him back a little bit, and you're like, oh, missed the target, just awkwardly a little bit. As you see his mother is there, says, Varen, my dear, we must be off. And he sort of looks a little awkward, like, yes, mother, of course, certainly, And she slowly, he looks to you like, but I was just gonna, and then she sort of rotates him, like moves him along, and she just looks over her shoulder to you, and just sort of leads him away with his brother. As I think, you get a sense of like, I don't think she likes me, as just sort of walks both of them. They go up to the queen, my great queen, your majesty, thank you for all this, blah, blah, yada, yada, yada. They talk it out, right? They speak, they leave, as he gives you this look of like, I'll see you tomorrow, right? Big smile, and then you see her fucking, what's that, man? As she sort of kind of looks at you, you can almost sense like a shaking of her head, like right? As she walks off, you kind of standing there for a while. You see your friends kind of gathering slowly. All of you realize like, all right, the party's ending for tonight, and you're all slowly escorted out. You head your way back to your keep. You arrive, your guards are there, they welcome you back. It's like late at night. You guys are back at like 3 in the morning, right? This party went on for a while. A lot of dancing, a lot of drinking. As, you guys return to the keep. As you do, you see the 3 guardsmen that you have in front, the Dragonborn triplets. They're not triplets, sorry, the Dragonborn siblings outside. Brayla, Siggy, and Kroger kind of look to you all
Welcome back, lords and ladies. Yes, welcome back. It is good to see the rest of you all. The mistress has already arrived. One of your friends, as they sort of point up over to some lights you can kind of see up in Zoria's room. Which, by the way,
which one room? Because we heard didn't get to talk about it.
It's the other one left, I think.
Well, this
right?
is the
No?
one I wanted, but I didn't want to take it, so I
Right,
was
you just
talking
went
to
to-
her.
So there's 2 rooms left here. So Jess and Jen, you guys can decide who gets this one and who gets this
Yeah,
one.
we didn't get to talk about it. I didn't want to take a room.
Everyone else
took
grabbed
one, and I
rooms.
didn't want to be rude and take a room without Zoria. So
Ah,
I really don't want this room, but because this one is closer to the painting area, and she loves to paint. So, but she didn't want to take it and be rude. So
I just want to say, like, I really like this one. I don't like this one.
but I didn't want to take it without talking to Zoria first,
Ah,
because it's very
okay.
rude. Everyone took the room without talking to her.
I mean, once again,
Well-
that's just what the default room looks like. You guys can just toss
Yeah.
stuff out of it and have a room look like whatever, right? So
This
you're
one,
cool, huh?
I'll take this one because it's got the really nice bathroom.
It does
here.
have a bathroom.
That's a big
but-
bathroom.
I'm taking the painting board. I'm dragging that over to my room.
The painting board I needed.
There's
I'm
more.
taking
There's
it,
a
Murph.
whole room of it. There's a whole room of extra ones
No,
right here.
no, I'm just there's all the clothes that are in
This
here
one has
are
a heart-shaped letter from Ruka. You cannot not take this room.
Ah.
Look.
Also, I think it's really funny when the party comes back and they're like down here. This is a floor below. They can see some like shadows moving in this window, right? Like, oh, she's not alone. Okay, all right, let's go inside. As you realize,
No,
yeah.
yeah. She
as-
took that one.
All right, all right.
So like as Italian sees like Zoria has claimed the room, he looks over to his room across the way. Oh god.
He's right over here.
not-
Incredible.
I am not
I will.
sleeping
I
tonight.
will say at 3 a.m, they've finished, right? Like
Oh boy.
what you
Uh-huh,
probably see is like they're on the veranda up here,
Mhm.
maybe like in like gowns, robes. They're decent. They just kind of like wave as you walk in.
Ah,
Yeah.
oh.
They've got drinks.
Yeah, I think
Cool.
Ayla's gonna be completely sad when she walks in. She's gonna go to the ice cream lady. Goes, she's gonna just like slump her body down on the floor. He goes, I need a lot of ice cream, please, right now. And she's gonna start crying.
Your chef starts doing kung fu and makes fucking ice cream for you. It's throwing themselves around, and a giant bowl of like ice cream with a bunch of like little strawberries on top, and little sprinkles on top of it, a little chocolate, a little bits of it in it. As they look at you like, Mistress Ayla, is everything okay?
She hates me so much. I don't even know what I did. She's gonna keep eating the ice cream.
Hold on. And she casts this big like primordial monk magic, and she says, and we need the good ice cream. And she fucking makes it like an even bigger, like magically glowing ice cream. That it's good ice cream, but they're there to drown your sorrows.
She is so sad because she doesn't even know what she did to this woman. Hates her so much. She's just crying. Her makeup is running down. The makeup that Alondra put on.
Oh
her.
no! All right. Ayla, you do have in
the
you probably
staff.
returns. No, not that. I was gonna say Plig. Plig comes back with you, and he's a big pig, man. He's gonna be over here with the groundskeeper, but he's not pigs. Not the cutest when they grow up. I don't know, guys. You've seen Boar. That's Plig right now. Look at Plig.
He's so cute.
He's just fluffy, big. We're just kind of moving around. You can sort of digging through the ground immediately, looking for food. As he's very happy to see you. He recognizes your scent immediately, and sort of tackles you to the ground and just sort of pushes his snout up against your back and such, just sort of pushing you over multiple times.
I'm so happy you love me, Blake.
As he just oinks happily and moves over. As Oberyn goes, what the fuck is that thing? I guess we're keeping it. All right. Welcome over. Oh, he's coming right at me. He like carries him off as he
That's
charges
Blake.
him.
Be careful. He's wonderful.
You got it, Plague. Welcome. I will be your friend.
Oh, he's hungry, and he goes over to like feed him a bunch. All right, welcome, Plague. We got Plague just on roaming the grounds and getting some good food. Ayla, you ice cream your sorrows away.
She eventually just bring the big ass tub of ice cream, and then she'll
Uh-huh.
sit here with Alondra. You want some ice cream, Alondra?
Ice cream has minor regenerative power, so there's actually 2.5 times than originally looks like in the bowl.
You know, I would love some ice cream. You know, I'm curious what this chef's ice cream tastes like. You know, there's some in the Feywild, but I'm sure it's very different.
It's good, but it's pretty
What does it
good.
taste like?
I mean, it's like a vanilla with a little bit of chocolate, some sprinkles, some like multi-taste, different kinds of taste, so like sprinkles on it and such. But mostly like a big old vanilla and the hazelnut type of ice cream.
What happened? Are you okay, Anna?
His mother hates me. I don't even know what I did.
Are you sure she hates you, or you?
She shaked her head at me, Alondra.
I mean, people shake their head at me a lot. Doesn't mean they don't like me.
No, like it was like a no.
Well, you're just going to have to prove her wrong.
You know, I have no station. You know, that's how it is within our
What do you
elven
mean you
culture. I
have
know
no
you don't
station?
know that because you've never been to like a. I know you're in the Feywilds, but I've been in Bethesda, and it's just like that there.
Yeah. I played the political game, you know. I'm in the courts of the Fae, and I know how it is. People want station and power, whatever that means nowadays. But you do have station and power. You saved people. You saved a lot of us. And clearly you have his heart.
You know what it is, Alondra? Is that, you know, my father used to force me to marry, you know, for power and station. I never wanted to. I always wanted to marry someone that I love. And he told me it was childish.
That's not childish. Love is a noble pursuit, if not the noblest. And if you love him, you should fight for that. Even if the mother needs some convincing, you know. I wonder how much love she has in her life. Maybe she sees something that she's jealous of.
that Pokemon?
It's your first time meeting her. Don't judge yourself too hard. There's going to be hopefully opportunity to win her over. I mean, especially the way he looks at you. You're going to have some
I feel like
time.
I offended her, and I don't even know what I did to offend. You know, I don't like offending people. It makes me feel really bad.
Well, Ayla, we can't control if we offend people or not. You just have to be you, you know? You have to go in with confidence, do your thing, flip your hair,
I
and
don't have confidence,
fuck
Alondra.
the rest
I don't
of them.
have any. I don't know if you know who I am, but I don't have any.
You have confidence. You go in and you say, I'm going to break this curse. Boom. And you
It's
snap your
because I do
fingers.
it because I love
That's it.
all of you. It's different.
Do you not love yourself?
She's gonna eat a lot of ice cream.
It's that sobbing in the ice cream.
Poke my head in the kitchen.
Alondra, you're like, boy,
Sir,
this needs work.
I don't have any self-confidence, Alondra. It's a long story. Very long story. You remind me so much of my sister Soraya.
Is there any
Well-
more of that left? Or are you guys crying?
Yes.
You can have some. You have a bowl. Because I'm not giving you this whole bucket.
Yeah, if you could put some in the bowl, that would be great. I was going to take some upstairs.
Turuka?
Yeah.
What? You get dressed at the chef. She has bowls. I'll give you as much as you want. I love Ruka.
Sorry, that was like half
Wait a
crying,
minute,
half happy.
Ruka's
What?
here.
Yeah, she's upstairs.
She's gonna hand her the bucket. Here, take it. That's okay. I'm alright.
I don't think you are.
I know, but I
Guys, I
love
can get a
Ruka,
different
and you
bucket.
love Ruka, and it's alright. I'll be okay.
We just need just a little bit of it. We don't need the whole thing.
Okay, you get a bowl, and I will give you some.
She'll grab a bowl. She'll come over, sit down. Just
She'll
think
fill the
okay?
bowl all the way up to the top, both of them. You tell Ruka that I said hi.
Oh, okay. I will. You all right?
No, Veron's
She's got
mother
like
hates me.
mascara and everything down her face.
Why do you think she hates you? What did
I
she say?
tried to give him
something?
a kiss on the cheek, and she pushed him away.
I don't think that's necessarily.
And she looked at me and shook her head no.
That just sounds like she doesn't approve of you, not hate you.
It's the same thing to me. Sorry.
I mean, so hate comes usually from knowing someone, and
I
you
literally
know,
got the blessing of the Bright Queen. She gave me her staff, and she still hated me. How is that possible?
well, she kind of looks back over her shoulder out the door, out the window of to the city. They're all drow, and you are not. There could be a thing there.
Yeah, I figured that.
But hey, he likes you, and that's all that matters.
Exactly, that's what I was telling her.
Hey, Ruka and I hated each other. I think when we first met, they looked like a memory floating around of a dislike or something.
I don't know what to think. I mean, he said I'll see you tomorrow. So, I mean, that's hopeful.
So
I
he's
guess.
gonna see you tomorrow. Or
Here's the
later
thing.
today. Whenever
If
the-
you
it's
care
late.
about him,
They're elves. That means in 4 hours from now.
if you care about him and he cares about you, which is true, then what else matters? The rest you'll figure out together.
Normally, you would be right. But, in elven culture, what I experience, it doesn't always work like that, Alondra.
Well, I don't want to be that person. I respect your elven culture and all that, but drow and elves are like orcs and humans. Two completely different things almost.
I don't see it like that. To me, they're elves. I mean, I know it's that bias that they're dark elves. I don't see it that way.
It's not even bias. Like, they just different.
I think Ayla, with this, I think you think immediately, to I mean, dwarves and elves are different, and my home is exactly that. Like a perfect balance of the two who have somehow figured it out.
I'm a person who believes in hope. And I'm just going to hope and pray to the Moonweaver that everything is going to be okay.
That's the spirit.
I'm still
Try
gonna-
not to eat too much more ice cream, otherwise you'll give yourself a headache.
You're right.
I'm gonna take my 2 pulse and go before this turns into a
Excellent.
Hey, and then once Zoria leaves, Alondra will kind of turn to Ayla. Can I tell you something?
Of course. You can tell me anything.
I went and talked to that girl who was eyeing me. Her name is
Yes.
Amia, the one with the
Imre.
mask. Imre.
Right, yeah.
Imre.
Did she say anything nice?
She told me I am marked for defying the Raven Queen. That even though what we did, we still killed them. But I didn't do it exactly when she wanted me to. I saved you instead.
I don't care what she says. I'm
I'm
not
just-
gonna let you die, Alondra.
she heavily implied that it wasn't the person that we killed that was supposed to die, but it was you.
Me? What did I do?
That's I don't know. That you surviving will cause some kind of calamity.
I would cause.
But I told her to
calamity?
stick it, and that we would be there to stop this kind of calamity. But I just want to let you know that your friendship and it means a lot to me, and I don't care about these gods or what we did. You deserve to live. You deserve to find love. You deserve to be happy. And I want that for you.
I think Ayla will put the ice cream down and she will get like teary eyed and she will hug Alondra. I love you, Alondra. And I don't care what she says. I'm not gonna let anything happen to you, okay? I promise.
I love you too, but I'm more worried about what's going to happen to us.
What if anything happens? If it seems like I'm losing my mind and I could possibly kill the world, you kill me, okay? Because I don't want everyone to die. That's not something I
You
would
won't
want.
lose your mind, and if I did, you wouldn't kill me. You would fix me, and that's what I would do for you too.
Right. I'm gonna, I guess, paint because there's nothing else I could do. I don't want to eat any more ice cream. I think I'm gonna be sick.
I was gonna say, real fast, Alondra, also, during this whole conversation, you're trying not to focus on just the sheer magical power of this staff. That she has a nuclear rocket launcher on her shoulder right now. It's like an extremely powerful magic item.
I don't know what this is. Can you identify this amazing thing
Of
that
course,
she gave?
I will cast Identify.
You are blasted by sense of information as you realize this spellcasting magical staff is now in your guys' possession. The staff of the Bright Queen, called the Staff of the Horizon Walker. This is a legendary magical staff. It is a +2 beat stick if you just want to hit stuff with it, but also it gives you +2 bonus to magical spell attacks. It has 10 charges, allowing you to cast some of the spells using some of the charges, like Banishment, Blink, Misty Step, Pass Wall, or even Teleport, the big ol' 7th level spell. It regains a bunch of charges each day. And finally, it has a special ability called Weave Walker that says whenever you cast a spell with a spell slot, so not with this staff, with a spell slot, you can magically teleport 30 feet. The teleportation can occur right before or right after the spell being
That's
cast.
badass.
Wow.
Damn.
Insane. That's actually crazy.
That's her big legendary staff for returning the Luxon Beacon to them.
Oh, you
Wow,
know,
this is so
insane.
crazy.
I don't think you're going to ever miss.
I can't believe she gave this to me. I mean, I didn't want anything for returning the beacon. It was.
But
If someone
thing,
tried to take a piece of my god and pour corruption into it, I wouldn't. It's wrong. And that's what I wanted to do was fix it and give it back.
that's
This is
why
beautiful.
you deserve a reward, Ayla. It's not just anybody that would do that and ask for nothing in return.
Well, I'm going to definitely use this staff.
No, I'm glad.
So, I have a date tomorrow and I don't know what to do.
Well, have you picked out your outfit?
I mean, that really nice outfit I got from that person on the road, remember?
Oh, yes, that's right. That will be lovely.
I've never been on a date before.
Oh, it's okay. Just be yourself.
Huh? Yeah, just be myself. Knowing that his mother hates me. You know, it's...
Just don't think about his mother. Why would that's you will face that together. Okay?
I don't like when people don't like me, Alondra. It's like, something it's part of who I am.
This is going to shock you, Ayla. But let me let you in on a little secret. Not everyone likes me. I know. It's hard to believe.
She's gonna try not to laugh. She's gonna eat a little bit more ice cream because she doesn't want to say anything mean.
Ayla, I don't think Alondra's insightful enough, but I'm assuming Ayla's doing like, are you being serious right now? Or like looking at her face as Alondra, like, I can't believe it. You will not believe this.
You will not believe it, but not everybody likes me. Some people even say, "Oh, you suck. I hate to." But
Cut back to like 30 minutes ago, the priestess looking at you like, you're arrogant. I don't like you. I don't like you at all.
But that's where you held your head up high, flip your hair, give it a little toss, and you say, "Well, I like me. I like who I am, and I'm comfortable with that. And I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be loved, and I am wonderful. And if you don't see that, fuck off."
That's gonna eat that. It's because you have so much self-confidence.
No, try it with me. And then she'll say, "Toss, toss."
She would try, but she doesn't have any self-confidence. You know what it is, Alondra? My sister is very much like you. Was. I mean, it's hard to tell nowadays. But she has so much self-confidence, and I don't. But she always saw me and said that was amazing, and I haven't talked to her in a long time, and I'm gonna try my best, to have some kind of self-confidence.
You should. Like I said, now say it with me. Toss, toss, fuck off.
She'll do it.
Toss, fuck off. If we had names for our episodes, that's this one. Excellent. Yeah, as you guys work on some, self-help here for Ayla for some time, I think we sort of pan upstairs, and we see sort of laying there in the beds are Zoria and Ruka. And Ruka sort of rolls over, kind of leans her elbows up against the pillows there and kind of looks to you, Zoria, and says, I still can't believe you're going to challenge the Sky Spear. After all that you said, you have to understand.
Who's that Pokemon?
Do any of the things that you said. I mean, we've known her since we were young girls, ever since she became a Sky Spear.
Oh, I understand, but Captain Ray suspected someone had betrayed us. And of all those she had found suspicion with, none of them were present the night that we were attacked, when you were shot and poisoned and almost died. None would have an idea of where we were to give information to. We hadn't even notified them yet. She would be the only one to know. And then the mountain fell on top of everyone and you stopped it?
Well, the Dalaran and me stopped it, sir.
You stopped it. Under your guidance, they acted. And then Ray was taken from the camp. A secure camp that no one could have gotten into. Too many sharp eyes, and Italian scouts are too good at what they do to let anybody get in, but somebody that could get out as innocuous as an animal.
That's right. Varen mentioned, you told him that you found spider footprints?
Yeah.
I've not ever seen the Sky Spear transform into anything other than her sky form, but I guess it could be possible. I mean, look, like I said before, I trust you. I want to trust you. But as one of the Dollarab, as the hand of the Sky Spear, someone who's meant to protect her, and you saying that you don't have any proof this is a gut instinct of yours, I trust you, but I must protect her. So, this duel, this challenge that you issued, I think probably the best way to resolve this. She'll be powerful. She's a skilled druid, a summoner. She'll have her elementals wear you down. She doesn't fight often, but I've seen it when it does. Just be careful when the time comes. Her elementals can boost her power greatly. I'll say that.
I'll have Orin with me. So I won't be entirely alone.
We'll be there. Your friends too, I think. The Dollarab as well. It'll be quite the event, I suspect.
It'll be something, that's for sure. But
I really do hope you end up being a Sky Spear.
Oh god, I'm terrified of it.
Well, I could be like an advisor to you. Your wise counsel. That'd be something.
It would. You know, when I met the Bright Queen, she told me that it would be by my word that either we joined them or were left alone.
Right.
Seems very prophetic, like she knew something would happen.
I see. That is weird. Well, we can speculate all we want, but when it comes down to it, challenge has been issued. I've been a witness to it, as the rest of the powerful Dolarav. And once we're back in our homeland, now that we don't have to watch our backs for the Maliceborn, nor our front for the Koshtask, it's kind of weird to imagine that we're just gonna have peace for some time.
I mean, what is so bad about that?
Nothing bad, just new.
Perhaps things could change.
You know,
Not-
I figured
Not the
you...
way.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, no. What? Speak your mind. It's fine.
She says, I just figured with you being as powerful and as gun-ho to show that power of yours when it comes to it, I figured you'd want more, battles, glorious combat and such.
There's
Figured
a
you
time
as
and
a Sky Spear would prefer more of that.
There's a time and a place for fighting. And while it is something I won't shy from, and probably relished in once before, having seen what the loss can do, experiencing firsthand what loss can do to you, I think having a stable, peaceful home is much more important than relishing in combat and triumph.
You should remember that speech. Perhaps you won't need as much of a wise counsel as I thought. I think you're already set.
I mean, there's still a good deal that I could use counseling on. I'm only speaking from the perspective of someone who has.
Oh, don't worry. I know you're helpless without me. And she sort of tackles you into a little hug and a kiss again.
Ah!
As, yeah.
I do want to say one thing while I have clarity in my head.
Mhm.
Those words that I keep saying I can't say. While no one is screaming in the back of my head right now and trying to kill me, Ruka, I do love you.
Zoria, your tongue cramps.
Ah!
You can say it.
Shit!
You feel this intense, agonizing pain in the back of your throat, down the rest of your tongue, as it feels like 1,000 needles are impaling it. Can't say it. Yes?
I hope my actions tonight have shown what I've not been able to say.
It's a slow process, but I'm sure we can get there. Just don't make me think you're dead again. Not again. 2 times is quite enough.
Tell that to the others, right? They're the ones that keep, going off into areas and stuff happening.
These fuckers keep going into deadly dungeons. It's not my idea. yeah. She smiles at that, and I think she starts sort of falling asleep, kind of resting on your shoulder. Her head sort of resting on your shoulder. All right. Odo, you spend your time around the mansion here, tossing and turning, having a hard time falling asleep. Your memories of spending time with Gulatre are still sort of causing you grief. You won. A great victory. Incredible victory. And yet, that pain makes it feel somewhat empty. As you sit there late in the night, you hear a hiss. You see the 5 heads of your whip slowly kind of animate and kind of glance out towards you. And you hear them sort of hiss loudly as they speak to you, saying, "Master, you are wounded. You are in pain. Allow us to grant you vengeance. Vengeance to one who has inflicted this pain on you. Vengeance for your pain."
You've already had it.
You say that, yet we both know the pain resides.
Another snakehead says,
Others, many others remain. They serve the same cause as the one that inflicted this pain to you. Together, we can hunt them. These children of malice. We could make them suffer. Make them scream for what they've done to you, Master.
Odo's thinking. We've already gotten the person who killed Elevre. If the children of malice should arise, we shall deal with them then. We are not going to hunt them down. We still have people to protect here.
Master, protecting is a temporary solution. A shield that blocks a blade can only do so so many times. Eventually, the blade will find a new angle, a new point of entry. And the pain will begin again. With our venom, they will grow numb, senseless, mad. We can stop this pain.
I don't... I see that being a different road than what you think that might be. Do I need to coil you up and set you aside?
The snake can sort of hiss and say,
I am not a weapon like any other. I am not here to manipulate or control you. I am your darkest thoughts, your impulses. I am blood of Zahir. I am murder. I am death you wished upon your enemies. Valiant duelist, certainly, but immune to grief and vengeance. I am proof that you are not.
and I think it'll, unless you say anything, it'll start to coil itself up.
Yeah, Odo's not gonna say anything. He's gonna glare at it.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want it to have that kind of control. Doesn't want to give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to it.
Gotcha. Awesome. Excellent. Last but not least,
Who's that Pokemon?
Colleen, after the party, returning home, getting into your more comfortable sort of daily clothes and such, your armor isn't necessarily whatever, right? What is Talion up to?
After a long, stressful evening, Talion went back to his room just to unwind a little bit, take off his glamored armor. Sits there lying on his bed for a little bit, just thinking before getting up, leaving, and going to a room that he hasn't been to before. A room full of maps.
Mm-hmm.
Spent some time there thinking, and standing there in the middle of this room, in front of him is this massive orb. And on it he can see all the lands of Exandria. Marquette, the Shattered Teeth, Taldore, Isura. But his gaze fixates on Wildemount, or more specifically, the western part of Trinidad. Placing his hand on with his right hand, he slowly lifts up the beacon toward the bright queen, and he quietly whispers to
Cutting out a little bit, just so
Sorry.
you know, Will, you're cutting out a little bit.
Sorry about that. His hand placed on the western part. He looks at it with his right hand, and in his left hand the medal given to
You're still cutting out a lot, buddy.
Yeah, you're cutting
Testing.
out, Will.
testing.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, testing.
1, 2, 3. We're good now. I think it might be a volume thing. It might be cutting you off.
Maybe. Okay, I'll go over that again. Sorry, guys.
Good now, I think. All good, all good.
His hand placed on Western Wynandir, his right hand. His left hand, he raises the emblem of the Bright Queen. And he says to himself, I'm finally here. I'm going to find out where you are.
Mm-hmm. I think...
It won't be long.
Uh-huh.
It won't be long. Mom.
I think as we see Tally looking at the western Wynandir, western part of the Wildemount there, we sort of see his face as he sort of focuses up. And as we sort of zoom in, we have this tight shot of his expression here. What do we see? Is it just sort of like pure focus? Do we see a bit of sort of like sadness, bit of anger?
Commitment.
Mm-hmm. All right. Excellent. I think that is where we're going to end the session for tonight. With this sort of close-up on Talion here and some secret quest of his own. Talion, we found out some odd things about him today. Some odd interactions that none of you are really aware about sort of as characters. But perhaps we'll find out soon enough. Very awesome session, everyone. Thank you so much for playing as always. This was incredible. We got ourselves some powerful friends. We got to meet the Bright Queen. We got to speak with quite a few people. We got some drama going on, however, here. All of you sort of, have made some connections, some friends, some enemies. Apparently, Alondra, it's not good enough to just kill a wraith, loath person, undead person. You also gotta let your friend die, yeah? That doesn't sound like a fair deal. That kind of sounds unfair.
Not at all.
Yeah. But whatever this odd future or calamitous destiny might be, we'll get to it next time. Extremely fun session, you guys. Glad we did this double up this week. Very good times. Now, as a quick mention, I would usually hear asked, like, are we good for next week? But I might not be good for this Thursday, like this upcoming Thursday, aka in like 4 days, basically, right? I might be out of town. I have to do some like stuff. My grandfather passed away long ago, and I need to go, like, the neighboring country
Pete,
to
raid.
do his like
Welcome in, everybody.
will thing or something.
We're
right?
just finishing up our
it's a whole
D&D
thing.
session.
Because I'm over here currently in Croatia, but he's from like Serbia,
so
so
I'll
I
be
have to
raiding out
go
here in a
there
minute.
to do a thing, and I'm gonna be
But thank you.
night there or something, right? So
thanks for having your
it's a
adventures
whole
today,
thing,
Pete.
right? Doesn't
I
matter.
do appreciate
Doesn't
it.
matter at all. I might be out of town that day. I will message you guys,
I gotta be up at 4
like,
o'clock in the
day
morning,
off
so
or the
I need
day
to go
before
to bed.
when I know for sure.
I gotta be up at 4 tomorrow.
But all that said,
so if I go to bed like
guys,
in 10 minutes, I'll get
awesome stuff.
6 hours
Love
sleep.
the session. Very good. Let me see here.
Yeah, we're starting an hour earlier now too, so I gotta be up
Just
early.
checking real first. When was
I'm sorry, Jackie.
When was it? Okay. Gotcha. Not yet. Was checking the level meter. We're not there yet. We've gotten level up like 3 sessions ago or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
it's
we haven't
like our
fought
1 year
anything.
anniversary. It was the 18th is when we first started last
Wait,
year.
really? Is it
Mhm.
actually? Oh
Yes,
my
January
god.
18th, 2024 is when we played this campaign. My birthday was January 15th is when we did session 0. I have it in my
I
OneNote.
totally
The
appreciate it.
Wildemount one?
Yes.
Really? Because we are on session 32 today. Today is session number 32 total.
Shows how
trying to
many we
remember.
missed.
Yeah, we missed quite a lot apparently.
So we get a level for Ayla's birthday though, right?
You know what?
Yeah,
You know what, Jen?
you made me cry, right?
Wait, no, hold
He
on.
hates
That's not
it.
how this works. So this is not how that works. You know what? I'll give you a chance here. I've always regretted these because it always happens. Jen, as your birthday, go ahead and give me a D100 or a 91 or above. You guys level up. I'll give you advantage. 91 or above. All right, I'll give you
come on.
advantage.
You know
Yeah,
what?
it
I used my
is.
inspiration today.
I
didn't
did
use
say
it.
I did say advantage. So go ahead, give me one more. Huh?
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Oh,
you lucky.
Tell your son I said happy
No,
late birthday.
not that time. Whoo! Close one. All right. That said, thank you all for gaming, as always. Everyone, GG's for tonight. Thank you all so much. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your times with your family. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. And that's going to be it for me.
Oh,
I will
boy.
see you all next time. GG's.
Night.
Good night from me, friends. Peace
Good
out.
night, Nightingales.
Later.
Nightingales.
Night.
Okay. Everyone, thanks for hanging out for our Wildemount campaign. Thanks for the raid today. Sweet Pea and Bruise and Button Masher. Love that name. Yeah, thanks for the follows. Totally appreciate it. We're going to raid out. We're going to head over to another adventure person. If I can find one. Yeah. We'll be back again Thursday for Wildemount. If I can have time this week at all, before 5 o'clock, I'll try and do a couple of adventures. I don't know yet how late I'm going to be at work. And I want to be in bed by 7, which was like 2 hours ago. Yeah, so. I want to go over here. Who is streaming? Follow. Categories. Embervale. Oh, I see P still on there, but they're over here now. Okay, so and Rapdog's like full up. Okay. Yeah. There's no Embervale streamer. Crap. Let's see here. Is my buddy still on? Yes, he is. Okay, we're gonna go over there instead. Raid. Okay, everybody. I do appreciate hanging out. Sorry, everybody else doing Embervale is full. There's only one person, that's Ravdog, and he already has 50 players. So we're gonna go visit my friend Vinzilla, who I play the Blackout Club TTRPG with. Fantastic person. Please say hello. He's playing Zelda the Wind Waker, or whatever the hell it is. The Wind Waker. So yeah, just say hello. Thank you so very, very much.
Alright, let's see. What am I fighting against? Oh, right, this Shucklefuck. Do I need to fight? I think I can just... Same exact thing. I think I can just go like this. And then go like this. And then just... Damn it, I bounced off of it. Hold on. I gotta let go of this bastard. Alright, well, hold on. Now I gotta worry about something. Welcome in, Raiders! Hi, how are ya? How you doing? Rav, welcome on in. Hi, I am the Captain. Welcome to the Captain. I hope you enjoy your stay